Okay, so last we had played, Torkel had just exited the Beacon of Bounty bank in Breakwater. With his new given possession, the leftover will of Nathaniel Everstone, and it appears that Nate has bequeathed the grounds of Silt Slice Castle, the infamous site of a massacre to which is the birth of one of the current Hierophant's annals into history. The party then decided that they could spare some time magically traveling to wherever with the wedding band given to Torkel by his ex-husband, Eric. The spell brought the party into a cliffside hidden cloister where an icon of Talos was carved into the stone wall at the back. And from there, a careful ascent up a wet and slick stone stairwell, choosing the right path and finding a way towards Mistpeak, the naturally hidden and unnotable town in the south of the Concord lands. You seen these strangely kind of raised ground and almost like naturally defensible, tucked away design that Mistpeak has of its natural kind of point where it is. Getting past the guards and through the stone entrance tunnel, you saw a different style of town with nearly all of the homes suited towards the local populace of halflings, making it clear that the larger friend of the party, there will be a few places you can comfortably get around in and be at home. Although luckily, the castle which you found swiftly is not such a place. Thoric flew on Bahamut-given wings and dropped the front drawbridge to which the party entered up, and then you got past the portcullis, slowly piecing together that the remnants of the castle is very much in disarray and in need of delicate, costly, and time-consuming repairs. Torkel, with investigating Nate's own personal chambers just past the workshop and library, decoded the hidden paintings using the coded interior of a bottle with an alchemical mixture to melt a wall corner of the bedroom. From there, the party crawled down a cramped, long spiral staircase, which opened into a trapped hallway, of which you all got through without setting off the horrifically planned trap for intruders. And upon entering into this past door of the hallway, it was a large, vast workspace in the deepest parts of this castle, and suspended from various distances from the roof itself or on built-up scaffolding is these strange chunks of black and grey veinstone with a different style, a white veinstone in the center of the chamber, hoisted and built upon scaffolding with a like walkway in sections up to it. But this was not hampering any of your magical abilities at all, as the light that you have brought in this chamber was magically cast from your cantrip. Orly then noticed the strange flowing water mirror against one corner of the wall, and Torkel and Hendrik inspected carefully placed notes on a work table at the base of the scaffolding leading up to the central stone. Quickly reading the contents, the faithful of Tyr moved to warn the party and taking action to destroy some of the notes that Nate had left to whoever discovered this place. A bout of action took place, spells and blows were leveled at each other in the rush, where Hendrik permanently destroyed one of the 5 pieces of paper, while the second he wished to destroy was not fully swallowed or chewed, and then repaired by Torkel. With these tense standoff now over, Hendrik was ordered by Torkel to leave the castle, and he did try, but without the vigor to lower the drawbridge, he now awaits a helping hand from somebody to come drop it down so he can actually leave, but that's unknown to the rest of the party. And now Torkel stands in a breathless silence as everyone is looking towards him, while the rest of the party waits his next words. And yeah, Torkel, what do you do?
I don't think he's really going to. He's just going to hunch over the desk and read the notes that are laid out there.
Okay. And Thoric, what about you? Seeing all this happen, you've seen Hendrik leave. You can see Torkel concentrating over to the notes on the workspace. What do you do?
Thorok isn't very good at searching through these things, so he's probably want to get the information about what's there from Torkel later. He's gonna go up and see how Hendrik is doing.
Okay. So you leave. You want to go back up the stairs and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Orly, I know you're eating, but are you doing anything as you see Thork set off to go up the stairs and join Hendrik?
I'm actually not there.
Oh yeah, you.
Where are you?
Okay, so, Thork, why don't you roll me a perception check, please?
Perception.
He's jumped to the portal.
9.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what was I rolling here? Oh, sorry, I've done tons of GM rolling, and I was like, "What the fuck? Where's the previous rules from last session?" Okay.
I successfully made it back to Karl Marsh, you guys.
Yeah, he's just gone. He's just gone. So, Thoric, you go up the stairs. You are not armed because it literally would have been impossible for you in armor to get. So, you come up into Nate's bedroom. The hallways in front of you where the workshop and the library is there, and you back into that kind of central, really messy waiting room, not waiting room, but I have the exact wording somewhere. And then you want to go past that little small courtyard and then out towards, you can see Hendrik there leaning against the wall, probably staring out towards the drawbridge. And yeah, you see
Probably
Hendrik
leaning
there,
against the lever to release the drawbridge and just stand next to it.
Mhm.
Hey, Hendrik, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Just wanted to check. And Thor turns around, heads back in towards Dark Rest.
Excellent. Okay. So you head back down. And by this point, when you rejoin Torkel, probably about 10 minutes have passed that you've had to actually go all the way up the stairs and then come back down carefully. And, now the hallway seems to be untrapped now that the door's actually been opened. And when he returns, Thork returns, and what do we see the two of you do there? You do notice that Orly's gone. None of you notice where Orly is.
Oracle. And anything?
He looks up. I think that Hendrik has probably destroyed the diagrams for what is referred to as a magic mute chunk, but I cannot be sure. If that is all he has destroyed, then we should be able to hopefully find a way to reverse engineer the chunk that is already here.
Is the chunk important?
It is hard to put things together. There's something about Veinstone Nexus stones and magic mute chunks.
Do you mind if I
We can
copied things down
It seems that-
afterwards? Maybe spoke with you about how all this works later?
Of course. Yes, I'm happy for it to be logged. This final note from Nathaniel suggests that using the Nexus Stone can deactivate chunks of Veinstone. Can I look at the layout again? There's a singular stone in the middle.
Yeah, built up on scaffolding, yeah.
And the remainder of the Veilstone around it, they're all inactive. They're not inert. They're all inert.
They're not giving off any of that anti-magic fields, no.
Okay. And the Veinstone in the center has been cut into a hexagon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or possibly was like a hexagon before.
Yeah, could I inspect it to see if I can tell whether or not it was manufactured into this shape or naturally occurred?
You sure? You want to go up the scaffolding up towards the central chunk?
Yeah.
Okay. You go up a distance around 15 feet as you kind of spiral around up towards the scaffolding where it is. And like all veinstone, you're realizing that the scaffolding itself is incredibly resilient and strong and weight bearing supporting because it needs to be reinforced because these chunks are heavy. And you look around and you see that a lot of the chunks are suspended on really reinforced cranes and heavy, thick rope and wires and counterweights. And as you get up to it, you do see that there's a strange, like, stone, like, half cut circle at the bottom of it, like affixed to the stone, which seems to have, like, been bored in. And all across this little stone, which seems to not be part of the original structure, seems to have been affixed at a later time, you see, like, a strange switch, like a lever.
Huh. So that's in the bottom of the veinstone.
Yeah, so if the hexagrammic chunk is about 3.5 feet tall and diameter is probably about like 2 feet in width, and towards the bottom of it there is this fixed half circle, like almost like a hinge with a lever on it that you can like pull while standing up rather than attached to it. It's at the bottom. It seems to like be affixed into like the base of whatever the hexagrammic chunk is stuck into in the middle. So actually, the longer you look at it, it's like it's actually situated into a base of something that it's been designed to fit into.
I would like to pull the lever.
Okay. As you pull the lever, you watch as all of the white veins within the hexagrammic chunk, in the matter of seconds, start to glow hotter and hotter with white burning light, and you feel heat. You feel raw heat as this chamber immediately just turns up a few degrees, and there's a wave, a literal force field wave, which shoots out across the whole chamber like a physical shock wave, and as it, over the course of a second, flies across all diameters of the room, all the veinstone chunks are hit by it, and it passes through them. I need you and Thorak to both roll me perception checks, please.
Oh, on high.
9. Okay.
Okay.
So, as that happens, the flash happens in an instant, and as soon as it hits the walls, there is a dull, like, strange... It sounds like a fire from a very, very great distance away, and it just lasts for a second, and that's what you hear. But as soon as whatever happens, this force field ends, all of your magical light spells just disappear. Like, they just cease. Any magical items that you are attuned to, their magical effects, you feel that they're restrained. You can't activate them. Yeah, the room now feels this... You've never been in a room which is such a concentrated point within an anti-magical field, but you literally feel like someone has just slightly put like a bucket over your head, and you're just slightly dulled to that kind of magical resonance that you can always feel as a cleric.
Could I pull the lever back the other way, please?
Sure. You pull it back, and as you do so, instead of a reverse force field, you watch as from all the chunks of veinstone, you all see a strange sinew of almost like wispy black fire fly through the air and then get sucked in towards the veinstone on the hexagrammic chunks on each part of it, and in the center, like it kind of sucks whatever thing that was seemingly causing the veinstone to enact its purpose in a flash of a pan, in an instant, just gets sucked all the way into it. And as it does so, you watch all the white that was flared and hot just cool down and become cold, like just grey stone, like anywhere else before.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And your light
Alright.
cantrips come back up because they were on objects.
So we have like a kill switch for Veinstone, but it's unwieldy. None of the other Veinstones have any levers in the bottom. It's just the central one, which
Just
I'm
the
assuming is
central one,
Nexus.
yeah.
I'm assuming that's the Nexus stone. So let's see. I Talker would like to spend some time. He'll say to Thoric, he'll say, it appears that the item in here has the ability to drain Veinstone of his power. Very scary but useful tool. Without the diagrams in relation to this, it may take us some time to be able to fully understand it, or even work out the way how to destroy it if need be. I'm going to spend some time down here assessing, well, sort of testing my assumptions. I assume that these, and he points at the hexagonal one, is an Nexus stone potentially, and they are unique types of veinstone, either naturally occurring or carved. I cannot tell, but it appears that they are the most important part of the machinery.
Now, just as a personal thing, you say you're going to be spending some time. We're not delaying?
Oh, then no,
Are we?
we will leave in good time in order to get to where we have to go in Okap. I am just saying that I'm. If people want to go and have food and get themselves together, I will not be accompanying them. Disturb me when we are to leave. Otherwise, I will be here.
If you wish, I'm happy to stay here and take notes as you speak. For you to come back, for you to read back on if you need to.
It may be important for us to log this down, but I would not like to hold you back from anything you'd like to do.
No, this seems like it's very important. It's above my head, but that doesn't mean I can't recognize when it's important.
Torko gathers up the notes on the desk and walks over to Thoric and hands them to him and says, I think you should probably start with recording these. Well, I have a look around.
And do that, he shall.
Okay, so in your time then, Sean, just forward him the notes. So I take it basically for the foreseeable couple hours that Torkel and Thoric are going to be down here trying to learn the secrets of whatever is left in Nate's workshop.
Yeah, because the note titled Final Inventions with the Help of I, because it referenced, where is it? He says, I'll leave diagrams here should my old age rob me of the details. And assuming that we don't have the diagrams, Toko's assumption is that is what was destroyed by Hendrik, so he's going to try and recreate that.
Okay. All right. So mentioning the diagrams of the small chunks, the things he mentioned, the God, I have it in my notes here as well. Go to Mist Peak. Oh, it's in Silt Slice Castle. There we go. Yeah, mentioning about these strange diffusers. Okay. All right. All right. Lyranok, unsure what to do, but notices everything, and sees the two of you are going to basically be research pals. He is going to elect to go upstairs as well. And leaving up, Hendrik, you notice that Lyranok meets eyes with you in the courtyard and approaches you, Hendrik. And he opens his mouth to speak, looks towards you, leaning against it. How are you feeling after all that, Hendrik?
Sorry, who is this?
Lyranok.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to manage this situation. This is extremely bad, and people don't seem to be taking it seriously.
I think that Torkel and Thoric will treat the situation as seriously as can be. They just have a different way of looking at it than you. They just have a different type of faith than yours.
No, that's okay. We'll talk later.
Do you want to leave?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. And he walks over towards it, and let's see if he can make a
I could
strength check.
destroy it, but I think that'd make Torkel even more mad. And
I think he's focused right now. Let's actually give me a hand here, and he's going to make athletics checks, and then you can help him, and he'll roll his.
yeah, I'll
advantage.
just.
Okay. Otherwise, you're all trapped here until Orly comes and helps. Advantage and 23. Okay, with that, with Lyranok helping out, the drawbridge starts to slowly lower and lower the chains, the rusted chains, seagulls fly away, the smell of salt air, and the rest of the noise of the town starts to like kind of dull a little bit as the noise of the drawbridge getting lowered and lowered and lowered. And as it meets the rest of the town, you see a couple figures just standing just away from the where the drawbridge lowers. You see 4 figures standing there. You see what looks to be a halfling woman in light grey work clothes, a dwarven figure, a female dwarf in like kind of new Kenosi robes, like that kind of that church. You do see a black scaled dragonborn in messy, dirty, paint-stained clothes. And then you do see a large, muscular half-orc standing in, like wearing various chisels and hammers and small little saws strapped to his clothing. And his clothing is tattered and worn. Looks just like laborer's clothes. And the halfling seems to be standing at the front of the other 3. And
I'll just say over to Lyranok. Lyranok, let me go talk to him. You keep an eye on this place. I don't want the people who were trying to kill us earlier, coming here and attacking us while we're split up.
I'll do what I do best and protect my friends. Stands there and levels his quarterstaff and just leans against it.
And I will walk over to the 4 people.
Okay. As you walk down the drawbridge, the halfling woman, you notice that she seems to be like the front. Whatever whispering they're doing seems to stop as to walk towards her. She has elaborate pierced ears with close to a dozen on each ear, and all of them are made out of copper and each have a unique size and design. She's got thin lips and soft hands, and as you walk down towards her, she gives you a nod and says, "Are you the new owner of the castle then?"
No, I'm something else. I take it that you are, all 4 of you are people who've worked here before. With the name of the master evades me right now, the dwarf.
Mr. Everstone, yeah. We all worked here when he was in town.
Okay. I'm here on business with the Church of Tyr, and I think that we need to have a conversation. Where's a pub around here or something? Some private area where we can get a room to talk.
Just forgive me for a moment, but if you're not the owner, have you just opened it up to have a poke around, or because we're just asked to come and attend the castle when the drawbridge is down.
And
So
you'll be free to do that, but right now we need to have a conversation. This is important.
looks towards the other. The half-orc shrugs. The dragonborn kind of like gives you a kind of nervous look, on the dwarf, in a kind of this kind of central Erithian accent, says, "Well, it is quite strange that a man of Tia's profession is dealing with the castle, but I don't see why we shouldn't follow his lead. The castle's still going to be here when we get back. Mediate." Halfling nods. "Oh, I suppose so. All right, well, I'm Edite. I was the librarian and castle caretaker." Looks towards the dragonborn. "That's Cristovallo. He worked in the workshop when Everstone asked him to. This dwarf here," she bows quite respectfully, "that's Zeffirano. She did quite a lot of the stonework, tried to, I don't know, imagine repairs could be done." And points towards the very tall, muscular half-orc. "That's Nicolau. He tried to build some furniture, and he's one of the shipwrights down at the Blazes. Do you need all of us? Do you want to speak to me since I know the most?"
Probably all of you. I'll make this as fast as I can. By the way, my name is Hendrik.
Nice to meet you, Hendrik.
An agent of Tyr. Let's go find some respite. I don't want to have this conversation out in the open.
Sure.
In this fog.
Well, there's the Harpies. It's probably the easiest place from here to get a ring.
Let's go.
All right. And the three of them at the back kind of like say a few words as you follow Edite. And you walk through the middle of town, heading towards. You go down the slope of the hill, down towards the path she's leading you, and you see at the base of the hill. What you gather is kind of right at the dockside. You see a large, almost like simulacrum of like an overturned longship building, but instead it's built out of stone rather than wood. And in front of it, you see that there is this quite tall, like a 12-foot tall, large, like moss-coated, like green kind of rock. And surrounding it, you see 4 brass shields, like at 4 corners of the stone, like standing guard. And you see a person chained to the stone. But she doesn't take note of it. She just goes to walk past it.
Yeah, I'll leave that for some other time.
The person chained to stone looks heavily, freshly pounded and blown. They have a puffed lip, they have a broken nose, a bloody eye, and it seems like the chains are so taut they can't sit down. They're basically almost pulled like taut against the stone.
I'll do that. Let's go to the tavern and get this debriefing done with.
Sure. So you walk towards the Harpies, and it's the weekend, so it's reasonably busy. There's an outside seating area because as you go towards it, you look inside, and actually, someone of your height couldn't enter. Neither could the half-orc or the dragonborn. So you find some outside seating. It is kind of like a half semicircle, like crescent moon arrangement outside the front, and there's like small little. Some of the bars like underground, some of the bars like first floor, and then some of it's the basement level. You can hear like a lot of activity coming around, but you manage to get a seat outside. You'll basically the larger seats aren't really taken by the locals, so you immediately like have a free space. And a server comes over and it like nods and gives her an order. It seems like they're regulars here, and they all take an order and they all like pass the copper for the payment. And the serving person looks towards you. "What are you having then?"
Yeah, I'll just order beer and whatever soup of the day, and I'll just pass some Silver. I just say, we'll just get beers all around. We'll start there.
All right. And they all nod. So Adite, the halfling woman with all the piercings in her ears, she's definitely been looking you like up and down, like definitely like, I don't know what this all means. I don't really know like everything else. She does seem like relaxed, but definitely reserved in her body language.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all curious what's going on.
Yeah. And she like looks around and goes, "I'm sure it's not usually like where you're from. Smells of fucking fish all the time."
I'm not from anywhere. I travel a lot. It's part of the job. So just getting down to business. I am an investigator with the Brass Shields. I have been following up leads on Mr. Everstone. And I'm just trying to get as much information as I can so I can understand what was going on. He seemed like a very, very brilliant man. And I trying to understand what it is that he was doing in his last days.
The black dragonborn with a nasally voice replies, "Yes, he was quite brilliant. I respected his artistic vision a lot." And the dwarven woman goes, Yes, he had many great skills and notable talents when it came to anything of making something, and we all wanted to learn from him somewhat." The half-orc nods. Yes. His abilities with the chisel and understanding how to cut wood was something I felt I must learn to hone my craft. And Edite then says, "Yes, he was quite brilliant, but he wasn't around very often. You know, there's been a few people working for him over the years, but he was pretty absent a lot of the time. Actually, we haven't seen the castle opened in about 6 months."
6 months sounds about right for the timeline. I actually, I don't know if you know, but he is unfortunately passed. The funeral was at Rackmere a month or two ago.
Yeah, make an insight check.
Yes, sir. Insight.
20.
Yes, 20.
The best you can tell, they are all genuinely surprised to hear that news. This is the first time they've heard that. The dwarven woman gets a kind of look of like just a deep breath escapes her lungs. The halfling woman nods sharply, goes, "Fuck's sake." The half orc, he kind of stares off towards the bay direction, and the dragonborn, a couple wells of tears well up in the corner of his eyes, and he sniffs hard. I'm sorry," and kind of grabs his paint stained clothes and goes to like scrub his eyes clean. "Oh, well," Edite says, the halfling woman. "Well, that's pretty fucking shit news. I didn't expect this."
Sorry that the news didn't get out here. Like I said, the barrel spot is in Rackmere. If you want to go visit it, I can tell you specifically where if you'd like.
Yes. I'm sure all four of us would like to know where it is and make a journey out there someday. But well, thank you for telling us. That's good to know. Are you here to look after his things? I take it if you're part of TA, it's something to do with the castle's ownership or something.
I'm organizing things at the end and making sure that everything's understood and tidied up at the end for him. More specifically, I'm not here specifically for the castle. One of my other companions is. I want to ask you. You said that you had been instructed to come back to the castle when the gates were lowered. Is that how? Is that how Everstone would let you know that he was back in town?
Yeah, they all nod, and the dwarven lady says, She just like the drinks just arrived, they all get passed out, and she grabs her flagon and her mug, takes a sip, and then she goes, "Yes, well, Everstone, we don't really know how he got into the castle without lowering the drawbridge. We had theories he could fly or change into a bird or something," and they all kind of like nod a little bit, like, "Oh yeah, we all had a conversation about this." But no, he didn't come through town through regular means. But when the castle door was opened, we excused ourselves from whatever we were doing and made our way towards Nate. He was the best paying work in town, and we were the ones, I guess, either brave enough or foolish enough to agree to become his employees. I'm sure you can understand a lot of the town don't really like the castle or its history. They keep a good distance from it. We've definitely had a few disgruntled conversations with other locals about working within the castle grounds, and one of the half-orc nods. "Yes, it is not a popular subject at work. I tend to avoid mentioning it, although people are curious. I mostly said I cut wood and did things that Mr. Everstone asked us to do. He had very much a lot of templates and guidance for us to craft." And Edite then butts in. "Well, I just fed him most of the time. Man didn't know how to cook for himself, look after himself. A life of travel, but you know how to, boil some water to make tea. So I did a bit of research in the library when he asked me to, but mostly just cooked for the man and the others when they were in the castle grounds. But no, we just made our way there when the castle walls, the drawbridge was down, and then he would tell us when he planned on leaving, and we'd leave. We'd be raised up, and then he'd be about his way wherever he wished to head to."
Now you said it's been about 6 months since he was last here.
Yeah. He said well, it all struck us as a bit odd. He was in the middle of commissioning these three on making stuff within the workshop, and I was trying to build up some of the book collection about some of the local history around the area, as he asked me to do. I've been working on it for a few months, on and off while the castle doors were open. But and the woman dwarf butts in. "Well, we got a sense whatever he was doing was urgent." Dragonborn, nasally voice, painter man. Yes, he was very busy with something, He came in to instruct us, but there were parts of the castle that we never saw. He said that they were too dangerous to get into, and that parts of it were unstable, so he didn't want any more footfall. He was very talented at moving stone with his clerical powers that he could get out and didn't want to endanger us. None of us here are particularly gifted with church abilities. A Dite halfling woman. Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, so he seemed a bit odd at the end last time we saw him. Seemed like he was definitely preoccupied with something important, but he wasn't really the man you asked about such things. The more you tried to learn from him, earnestly or covertly, he seemed to realise it and just put more walls up. So the best thing to do was just do what you're told and do what was needed.
You said his workshop. Would that be the area underneath the castle, or was there another workshop that I didn't find there? The castle.
They all look
terrible
like
shape. So
yeah, they all look like. What are you talking about? There's no chambers under the castle. You must be confused. No, there's the workshop just before this bedroom and the library. That's where these three were situated.
By library, by bedroom. Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have any other work assistants that he worked with in the actual workshop? I understand that each of you did like individual tasks, wood and research. But is there any was there a research partner? I know there's Eric. Did Eric help him out with this at all?
Some of them like all have various reactions. Some people go like, "Ooh, not a good subject," or Edite goes, No. Nate did tell us he had an ex-husband, but when we tried to pry information about it or just just be friendly and ask a question. We got pretty difficult responses from him. We didn't really ask about his family, but we did know he was married to a man named Eric, though he never came to visit.
Okay,
The
but he didn't have
half-orc,
a research partner then.
the half-orc voices up. The three of us, we all had different skills. I myself am a carpenter. Cristoval is a painter, and Zefrino, she's a masoner. And he wanted all three of us within the workshop doing different things. He had very particular instructions, and I think he all wanted us to get better at our chosen professions. There's not many people that could be a better mentor to craftspersons as Mr. Everstone. Although we always got the feeling that he was trying to build up staff to eventually start to remedy and rebuild the castle. The Neasley Dragonborn, Christopher, he nods and says, "Yes, he had al frescoes in mind to paint, and much of the refurbished first floor should definitely be done. And I know that," looks towards the dwarf, and she butts in, "well, it needed a careful eye. A lot of the structure was heavily damaged with whatever happened during, well, what led the castle to be, a ghost-infested ruin." Yes.
I've been inside. It's very rough.
Yes. Well, we always thought, Everstone was clearly a wealthy man. He had we've all heard of him. That's what draws us to him. We recognize the last name, and he always had money enough to pay us. He paid us a more fair enough wage than much of the other work. It's why we would drop whatever we were doing and come and help out the castle. But he never really made a start on it, which distressed us. But he was a respectable man. We didn't question it.
So it was essentially just him, and then the four of you, and that's it. No other staff or anything.
Edite says, "No one else wanted to fucking go near that castle.
No frequent visitors."
Sorry, let me just get her voice for a second, because I got it wrong there. Edite, halfling woman with ear piercings. No, it's I mean, you might have a few brass shields and the Archzealot wanting to speak with them, but that was about it."
Okay. DM reminded me, Archzealot, is that a regional, or is it like
Archzealot is like the mayor of each town, so there's an Archzealot in every town, every city.
Okay, well, at least that gives you someplace to start. Okay.
No, we'd get pretty insulted by a lot of what people would say, calling us crazy or not God-fearing enough if we were working in the castle. But it paid good, paid a hell of a lot better than most of the work within Mistpeak. And he was an interesting man. And it's not haunted by any stretch of the imagination. We spent a lot of nights sleeping there and working in there.
Any suspicious deliveries or mysterious deliveries or anything of that nature in the last few years?
They kind of all mull over and think. They all variously talk in with. Yeah, they say no, not really. There was definitely raw materials, iron, wood, some gems coming over land from breakwater and stuff like that were all used within the workshop, but nothing that draws your imagination to what you saw in the workshop beneath. Nothing of that scale or size. But with your passive intelligence, if someone's ordering a lot of the stuff over years and years within using the castle, which what they did, they've been employed for years and years, it could build up a supply that could be used within their workshop. So he's clearly masqueraded whatever orders of wood and metal bearings and raw iron.
Blocks of veinstone. That's not something you sneak in bit by bit.
No, not at all.
That's a cart.
Yeah. No, nothing that they say gives a clue for how any of that got down there.
Okay. Okay. Can I do an insight on it? Because I feel like I've gotten my information, and they don't really know much, and they're just honest workers and all of that. Actually, I did have another question. Who was the cook again? One of these people was the cook.
Oh, Edite. She's a librarian. She just said she did most of the cooking.
Yeah. You said that he was asking for you to research local history around the area. What was the specific?
Well, some of it was to do with, I think, best I can tell, he was interested in finding out if there's no kind of storm giant was helped build one of the walls in Breakwater, and if there's any records of them still being around. I tried to find books about them, but I got a few in, but a lot of it's obscure and old and out of out of print.
Those
Not
books
much
are still in the library, as far as you know.
Yeah. There's a lot still in there. Whatever else was he asking around? A lot of it was to do with kind of like not so much blueprints or town planning as you would expect. I mean, I expected him to task me with finding, diagrams of the building of a castle or anything like that. But it seemed just general history for the south region of the Concord, all the way from Split Rock right through Breakwater, up the coast into the whole marshes, the Dreadwood, just what was going on, But you know what it's like with books. By the time you read it, it's probably 5-10 years out of date. I kept trying to tell him the same thing, but he wanted to
50
know what was
years,
going
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. DM, I'm gonna just write their names down in.
I will send you them.
Thank you very much. That'd be very helpful.
I'll put them in just D&D notes because everyone can see them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, they are also all on Legend Keeper, by the way. If you go into the NPC list on Misspeak, you can see.
Oh, wonderful.
them all
Okay,
as well.
cool. Okay, cool.
So-
Cool. That helps.
Yeah.
I believe I've reached the end of my questioning here. Can I roll insight to see if any of them in particular look like they want to tell, like they if something is on their mind, they want to
Definitely,
tell
yeah.
me something, like they feel guilt, whatever. Okay, I'm gonna do insight.
Yeah, definitely.
21.
Yeah, it's a pretty good check. You get the sense that all of them are clearly like they don't want to tell you anything. In fact, if anything, they're a bit more like they're rethinking a lot of what they've done. They're going over like whatever they've got in their heads doesn't seem to be like worrying in the sense of, oh, they want to tell me something or they knew what was going on. It's more of just like,
Right.
well, if this investigator's asking us, like, were we part of anything? Are we like in trouble? Kind of that like self-reflective guilt.
Yeah.
But because of your questionings, they realize, oh, it's actually not as bad as we feared.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, I'll just say to them, we're gonna finish up our investigation here pretty quick. The gate is gonna be lowered and raised several times, and then we should be gone a few days. I know that the castle has been pushed onto a will, and I'm sure that the owner of the castle will come back in a few months or whatever, and I'm most likely they'll have need of service. So next time the castle gate comes open, I recommend you go back to it and see if you can get work.
Well, can we not go meet them now if they're there?
No. The investigation is a bit too delicate. I can't have people wandering through.
Well, we're happy to stand at the drawbridge, but Everstone, in his wisdom, whatever it may be, he tied the ownership of our employ to the owner of the castle rather than him himself. So I guess I would ask is, are we still going to get our wages from this new owner?
What are your wages?
They all kind of.
I mean, I cannot speak for someone else, but I understand that this is inconveniencing for you.
Yeah, it's fine, and they all kind of like nod, like, oh no, we're understanding. Well, I'm sure inflation's a bitch, but I'm sure we can discuss, salary, and we don't want to be useless. As we said, this is the best work in town, and they all nod. We'd like to be, somewhat useful to whoever's in charge now. We'd really appreciate getting to meet them.
I will pass that information along to them, but for right now, you really can't go near the castle. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, just so you be aware, I work at the Tollfolk Inn, and the Thick half work. I work at the shipbuilding yard, the Dragonborn. I work in the art store, the mediation Sorry, your tongue, your southern dialect is sometimes tricky for me. I work at Waning Winds Publication. And the dwarven lady. Osvaldo's Outfittings. I build most of the stuff in there. Most of the adventuring gear and things. The woman died. Yes, well, you know where to find us all now. So, but, you know, we can... I'm sure you'll find us. Well, we're just going to finish our drinks here and then...
Yeah, by all means.
Good to meet you, Mr. Hendrik, sir. I don't know your last name, but thanks for explaining the situation and thanks for passing on Everstone's at rest now. We'll probably make a plan to visit his urn. We all greatly admire the man.
Okay, I hope you get an opportunity. It was a very nice funeral.
He deserved it.
And with that, I will stand up and I will leave.
Very well.
Knowing that I just lied a bunch.
I'll probably say that conversation and everything, plus you leaving, walking, we're probably about an hour's past for the party.
Right.
And in doing so, Orly, what's Orly's reaction to everything?
Yeah, it's I'm still neutral. It seemed neutral enough, given everything that's happened. Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to a neutral reaction until further information comes to us.
Okay. Roll me another stealth check, please.
Sure thing.
Okay. Thanks. All right. You head away then, Hendrik. Now for the R that Torkel and Thoric have been doing, could you give me an investigation check? Torkel with advantage, please, because Thoric is helping you and reading you back notes and stuff.
Even proficient in investigation.
You are you? Yeah. I mean, so either Torkel or Thoric could make the 21. Wow, 21.
The most recent piety thing gave me insight or investigation. I already had insight, so I just bought an investigation.
Nice. All right. So Torkel. So flashing back to the actual workshop here for a second.
Yep.
The base that the hexagrammic whitestone chunk is on seems custom fit made. And as you and Thoric slightly lift up, you realize that the middle of like the hexagrammic circle, there's a small like actual access point at the bottom of it that this manufactured probably by Everstone himself has been built to slot into it and slot into whatever this strange lever machine is. So he's built this dais which is resting onto this circular frame that's resting on top of. He's built that so the whitestone chunk sits in it. And then the access is whatever lever points, whatever strange things that the middle point is doing to access it, to initiate whatever turning off and on, he's built it to do as such. And with the 21, you can ask 3 questions about stuff in the workshop.
So are you saying that he's built the plinth that he sits on that provides him access to the lever underneath? Or are you saying that he has constructed the lever that's been inserted into
He's constructed the lever, the access point. The only thing that he has constructed is the actual whitestone chunk itself. Everything else, which is causing it to react to the lever, whatever thing it's doing inside, he's built all of that.
And the excuse me. And the piece of veinstone that is in the center, that is the hexagonal veinstone in the center.
Mm-hmm.
It appears that its hexagonal shape is natural, and it's then been, and then it's been subject to Nathaniel's changes, which is the semicircular item inserted into the bottom of the veinstone with the lever attached. Is there any way that Torkel can look at the, because he's assuming that you have the natural product and then you've got the item that's attached to the bottom that's affecting it in some way, but whatever's affecting it is probably in that semicircular housing. You
want to lift up the whitestone chunk. There's actually there's a series of ropes that you can attach to the whitestone chunk to lift it up, so you can see whatever the needle point is that sits in the, what you'd imagine, the middle of the whitestone chunk if you want to lift it up.
Yeah, whatever he can do in order to get into Because obviously the
Okay.
switch is just a lever that changes something within the thing. So he's going to try to do whatever he can to get to try and inspect the semicircular item that the lever is then pushed into.
Okay. As you fasten, I'll consider this your check done, just by the way, because this is quite, it's just following on from questions. But anyway, you attach the rope, you lift up the hexagonal. It's quite heavy, and the counterweight, it seems like this whitestone chunk is a lot, it's like maybe twice as heavy as the regular veinstone in thickness and just like density. And you're like alarmed because veinstone's already really heavy anyway.
So like for example, per square foot of actual material, it's heavier. It's more dense.
It's more dense
than
than
the
regular
other
veinstone.
Veinstone. Okay.
Yes. So as it raises up, you see a needlepoint fervor that would sit into the hole that's been cut and bored into the middle of the veinstone for it to sit on the dais. And that needle is laced with expertly placed crushed gemstones, like decorating its entire length. Like diamond, emerald, platinum shavings have decorated this entire needlepoint. And at the fulcrum point of the point, there seems to be an actual small... You're not really sure because you don't really recognize it. But it appears to be a small... a fork, in a way. Like a fork made out of solid gold and then laced with platinum that seems to socket in this small little thinner vice in the hole of the veinstone. As you look up, you can see, there's where the needle point slots in, then that's where the fork connects into the middle of it. And not like an eating fork, but like a strange fork appearing device.
Like a tuning fork.
Yeah, tuning fork, yeah.
Torko says, Toric, I think that if you could try and sketch this is to the best of your ability, we've probably found the item that affects the Nexus Stone to make it turn other items off. This is so strange.
Begins to sketch. Like his sketches are really good, but the writing, like that's just peak primary school.
Probably looks like my writing right now. Torko wants to. So the image I've got in my head is there's a plinth that this hexagonal piece.
I can free draw if you want.
Yeah, that may help. So it's a plinth that the veinstone sits on. But when I've levered it up to look at the bottom, it's actually removed itself from this needle with the fork on it. And the needle with the fork inserts through a carved area in the bottom of the veinstone.
Yeah, so let me just draw the hexagram whitestone chunk. Okay. Oh, fuck's sake, Cameron, that's terrible. Okay, so oh god, not yellow, because yellow looks terrible on this page. Dun. Okay, right. Let's get everybody on the same page, and then I'm gonna start eating my dinner. All right. Okay. So this is like the veinstone chunk from the top, right? So veinstone from the top, and then at the bottom, it'll just in grey. There's like this dais that it sits on top of, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a lever here that's built into it. I'll just make it like this. A lever here that's built into it. And this is from the side profile, right? I'm going to draw the side profile here to help visualize. So this is a side profile of the veinstone chunk. I'm just doing lines to so it's hexagram or whatever. And then this is the dais here. So the dais it sits in, plus the lever.
Okay, so the lever's attached to the dais.
The lever's attached to the dais. And then as you raise up, I'm just going to redraw it. So as you raise up the veinstone and it hovers above, there's now this needle, thick with gems and colors, and all this stuff in it that slots into what would be the veinstone chunk as it's lifted. So as it's I put it in black. Yeah, as it's suspended, and it's up here and it's hovering above on. Yeah, so it slots in, and then at the top of that is the little tuning fork here that's would slot into a groove.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would go up into there.
And Nathaniel, from what I can tell, Nathaniel has made the
He's
dais
made this.
and the yeah. And has he also made the whole, like, I'm assuming that it's pretty easy to tell that the whole board into the bottom of the veinstone to allow the needle and the tuning fork to insert inside has been made. It doesn't occur naturally. It's something that
No,
he's
he's
designed
cut.
into.
The longer you look
Yeah.
at the veinstone, he's cut the veinstone into this and cut the board the hole in the middle of it. And you're not sure
Yeah.
what tools he's used because veinstone is notoriously hard to cut. And with that, with
Yeah.
this information disseminated, I'm going to start eating my dinner, but you guys can carry on and talk
Yeah.
and theorize.
I think that Torko just spends the next 5-10 minutes like look at, like, if he can get it set up so that the veinstone is securely leveraged up and tied off so it's not going to fall or anything like that. He spends as much time as possible taking asking for Thoric's help, but also kind of directing Thoric to be like, look, we need to make sure we get the needle and the drilled hole as perfectly sketched as possible so that we can have all of the information in case we want to or need to either replicate this or inform someone of what it is. And he's really focusing on the items that have been crafted by Nathaniel. Specifically the needle and the drilled area that it slots into.
Do you think
Okay.
it would, just because I don't have the exact mental picture of it, do you think it'd be possible for Thor to do like surface rubbings of parts of it?
How delicate does it look? I think that's the thing.
I mean, it's incredibly delicate. It's all like jewel encrusted, like with diamond dust and stuff.
Okay, it might be too delicate to do surface rubbings.
I don't want to. I don't know how important the placement of each dust and gem is. Can you imagine if we did like a rubbing and then we put it back down and switched it back on, and instead of shutting off the magic, it just fucking blew everything up? Yeah. So I think
we'll just use regular sketches then.
Yeah, I think it's a what I can get from it is like a plinth with a lever that has a relatively thin gem encrusted needle with a tuning fork on top. That the hexagonal block sits on, and the way that you can tell the difference between this and Nexus stone is, I think, is what is sort of referred to as the way that you can tell the difference between this Nexus stone and the other stones, or the only way I can see at the moment, is I think there's potentially something different about the veins on it, and it's like significantly heavier per square foot, I suppose, than regular veinstone.
Yeah.
And it may or may not appear naturally only in hexagons. I don't know. We also have to spend time finding the secret exit and entrance that Nathaniel's been using. Something about the stones, like you can move the stonework.
I'll just get a pickaxe and start mining our way around the entire place till we find it.
Don't forget what else is in that room as well. Thoric, you've seen it.
I don't know.
Just a reminder, you guys are underneath a very, very old and unstable castle. If you start taking out,
I remind you, Thoric is not the brightest.
Everything up, a bearing wall.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know if we're underneath the castle or if we're underneath the ocean, because we came down
we went really
and then
hard,
went
didn't
across a tunnel.
Yeah,
but we went across a tunnel that had the ocean around it. So I wonder if this is actually just under the sea.
You see, you assume Thoric understands the concept of a bearing wall.
So Thoric just drives his pickaxe through the wall and just water starts leaking out.
Torkel is smart enough to know what a bearing wall is. He's not going to allow us to do. I don't know if to be fair though, what or at least it scares me because the only thing Torko's looked at is this contraption in the nose. He's not looked at there could be anything in this room. A mysterious bag that you can touch and teleport yourself away. in the notes, Nathaniel said that he had a bag of holding that was full of vein stone, like deactivated vein stone. Probably important to try and find that bag, eh?
I mean, a sample of it, I think the archives would love.
I just mean that if there's that much vein stone kicking about somewhere, we probably don't want. Like, we probably want to know where that is.
Hmm. No, you're right. You're right.
I definitely didn't steal that and run away.
Where the fuck is Orly? And where's my bag full of vein stone? Oh no!
What a me for teleporting, huh?
Okay, we'll find them
Except
in
the
like 10
vein stone
minutes after
teleports back to Commercial.
5
something
years later,
stupid.
you find me a Karl Marx with nothing but fucking vein stuff.
He'll come back around. The easiest way to entice him is to just leave an unmarked bag anywhere, and then he'll find it.
Hey, alright, Sean. Make sure
Okay.
it's wrapped in bandages.
I just love that Hendrik met the castle staff before Torkel did.
I'm genuinely surprised that Hendrik hasn't like taken one of them away to torture in some kind of fucking other room,
If
like
I was evil,
Mason and fucking Call of Duty.
if I was evil, I would have
What does
burned
the
them the same way I burned the note. But
They know too much.
Jesus.
What does the face stone mean?
now he'll never know what they know.
Just fucking digging wooden skewers underneath their nail beds.
No, they're upstanding citizens. They're the help. I'd be wrong.
Each one
to-
has been marked for death.
and they obviously don't know anything about what was actually going on. So I mean, hopefully,
Unless.
Yeah, they're actually
Right,
all master liars. And you're just
the chance
Hendrik does
is-
a 118.
it's too dangerous. I have to be sure.
You just see one of them just stops limping, then just gets into a wagon, old Kaiser Soze style. Actually, Nathaniel in disguise.
Like, who's got a Zippo lighter, lights cigars? They jump into a horse-drawn car. Uh,
Nearly finished. I've seen a few more minutes.
Oh, it is?
no worries, I'm just making some boiled eggs because I'm on diet.
Well, I guess it was inevitable that Hendrik and Thoric would have disagreements on philosophy.
I don't think Thoric knows what the word
Torkel.
philosophy is.
In that we are
Yeah.
the exact opposite.
Thoric, Torkel, Lyranok, just all the guys.
Yeah, I think you mean Torkel, Ryan.
Yeah.
It is very easy to mix those two names up.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Oh no, it's talking about Thoric. Solus, your character, preserving knowledge. My character,
I
destroying or hiding knowledge.
Oh, I thought you were
Fair.
referring to.
The
But you're referring to
big
Sean.
conflict between you and Torkel.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
the prime fight, the main event.
Tyr and Kinos are not automatically opposed, but Tyr and Bahamut definitely are.
We're not opposed.
Absolutely. We're talking about person to person, though, not
We're
gods
absolutely
to
opposed.
gods.
We're absolutely opposed in philosophy and in drive and
Bahamut said to forget about the stuff about meeting with Tyr because Bahamut said that it's what Tyr that it'd be best to abide by Tyr's wishes. That's he not totally opposed.
yeah, and Tyr said that Bahamut can go fuck himself. It's in the lore.
It's in the lore.
Hey, friends can tell friends to go fuck themselves.
Despite many millennia, Tyr has not changed his feelings to Bahamut at all. Get fucked.
I love
Aside
it
for
when
how
people-
cool is it to have your players like fight over religions that you've made.
Yeah, it feels
I don't
pretty
think,
good.
I don't think Bahamut's a real god. Yes, I think he's just a dragon who snuck into the party.
Yeah, the other 11
Who
actual
told
gods are
you?
just like, well, fuck it.
Well, I'm not sure Talos and Thesnir and I don't know if they're gods. They're more like forces of nature.
You've got something against those gods. I swear, you never have something nice to say about Thesnir or Talos.
I mean, they're kind of assholes. They stick
They're
to to their lane, to be fair, but they're
They're
kind of
chaotic.
assholes.
They're chaotic, like
They're very,
you know,
they're very
the Dominion
chaotic.
they control or try to.
I don't know nothing about Arias.
I'm back for good.
Is Arias
Okay.
just fertility?
Harvest, dawn, sunlight, fertility.
Yeah, Arias is fine. It's Talos and Thesnir who are
Yeah.
assholes.
Yeah. Just don't piss off the Dusk Maiden, and you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so Torkel and Thorik have been working away at this. Orly has been sneaking around.
You'll never know.
Leonok has been front guard, standing there. And Hendrik, where do you go now?
Are we outside the castle? I got yeah, fuck it. I'll wait on the border of the property of the castle.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
then
so
okay.
boring. So now I have to just wait.
All right. Well, the two of you walk past that stone where that guy's chained up again, and the brass shield standing guard.
Oh,
Really
that
covertly.
yeah. I would like to change my answer, DM.
Okay.
I would like to talk shop with the brass shields and what's been going on and any shady elven figures, stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely ask about the damn high elves.
Oh, I thought you said they were definitely like definitely elves. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah. No.
Oh no.
Yeah. The brass shield says hello to you. Then she pulls off the face, and it's the elf that like tried to stab you in the back.
There's
He's,
the
like back
bastard.
again.
Surprise! Haha!
Yeah. Sneak attack, 72 damage. You're down. All right. Okay. So as you approach the brass shield, he kind of picks his hand up to slow you down. Then he sees you're wearing a truth color cloak, and he stiffens up and like goes to proper like parade rest. As the other ones kind of look over, because they're all kind of got an equal spacing around the chunk that this person seems to be chained to. And he says to you, good morning, truth caller.
Just 1 second, DM. Is everyone okay
it's
with me having a second isolated conversation? I feel kind of bad that I'm
I'll go
taking too
first.
much time.
You do you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
I'm gonna be listening then, anyways. I mean, what?
Yeah. Okay. I'll just. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Then I keep my hat on, but I'll just shake their hands
Yeah.
and just I'm truth caller traveling around trying to finish up business here and there. Anything of note going on in this town that I should know about?
Let's see. There's a rowboat coming into town midday tomorrow. A few people wanting to jump on a ship heading west up the coast. I think there's maybe 3-4 people on the rowboat booked in. Talk about it at the Tall Folk Tavern and the Harpy's Nest. Some people whispering about it. There's some postings. It's passing by.
Rowboat up to.
Oh no, the rowboat is rowing
Rackmere?
into the bar, into the.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, the rowboat's coming
For a
in, and then for a ship. Yeah, and then
Tomorrow. Okay.
yeah, and then they row the person out to the boat. I think it's looks over towards the other guards. Torment Tamer. That's what the ship's called. Torment Tamer. Yes, Torment Tamer. It's a long ship. It's going up the west coast. Yes, I'm not sure where it finishes.
I'm trying to find the archzealot around here. Where is he located?
Points his finger to the building behind the stone, and it's the massive like stone longhouse that's upturned.
Right, the big house. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's the whole of the zealot there. May kind of steps a bit closer towards you. Is this, it's not very often we get the truth caller coming. Is this about his brother, Marcio?
I'm not really in a position to be talking about stuff like that. Is there something in particular?
The man in chains, like grunts. Did someone say my name? And goes to kind of rustle against the chains. Who's talking back there? One of the guards like walks over.
What did he do? What did he do?
One of the guards like kind of checks him and like tells him to relax and basically stand and just stop talking. And he keeps talking. One of them pours a bucket of cold water over his head. And he like kind of shivers. It's warm enough. The guard gestures, points about a couple paces away. Best if I say it over to here, where he can't earwig.
Yeah, I understand.
Brashield walks over. Halfling takes off their helmet, strokes their like wet hair. They've been standing on guard for a few hours. Marciolo, the one in the chains. Well, we're not really sure what happens, but we're just following what the Archzealot told us to do.
The Archzealot told you to chain his brother up?
Yes.
Publicly?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it was after he did that to him, and it kind of just points to the eye, points at like where bruises would be on the guy's body. It was after he did that to him. So, but it's well within his position as Archzealot to do so. We don't have a Jolitas here, so he acts interim on it. And he's a good Archzealot, and we listen to him. And shrugs a little bit. I'm not one to refuse the commands of Oriel. What he says goes. He's a tough guy.
Team, can I do a history check on Oriel? I know that Misspeak isn't a big town, but it is
sure. Yeah, make a history check.
Pretty good town.
Yeah.
History.
20.
Oh, shit.
Nah, I mean he's a.
Okay.
You probably have read like an itinerary some way that's the current Archzealot and has been for maybe 10 or so 10, 12 years. But you don't know anything about the guy. You just recognize the name from like a paper you read in the Capitol years ago about like the current inventory of the Archzealots.
No bad news is good news, right? For someone just maintaining a town. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean that is within his purview. Maybe I will talk about that, but whatever. There is the castle here.
We noticed the drawbridge is down.
Yeah,
Strange,
yeah. I know that it's owned by Nathan Everstone. Have you ever met the guy?
I saw him drink in the Harpy's Nest. Maybe over a year ago now. He didn't get the big crowd. Not many people like the man. Well, I mean, when you come into a town and you buy basically the site of one of the worst things that happen in this place, and you make it your home, and you start to employ the local people to come in and build fucking, little wooden horses and stuff like that. It kind of insults the memory of the place, So,
what?
But like he hired people to work in the castle with him. There's some people from the shipyards have worked there over the years.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then one of the guards he's like, he's just angry because the castle pays better than this job. Shut up, you. Watch him. Watch Marcinio. Grunts and turns his head, looking away from you guys.
I think Hendrick's mindset goes from like, let me see if I can find some legit information about this situation. And he's like, okay, this guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything.
To just like, I wonder, like, people really didn't like Nathan much. I have like, okay, it's like any rumors you heard about Nathan, or I mean, I've heard a bunch, but some of them seem impossible to believe.
Well, he could turn into a crow. Anything?
Yeah, I've heard that from multiple people.
I mean, how else, no one ever saw him walk in and out and, to actually he never came through any of the checkers, at the front gates. I've worked here for 10 years and I never saw him on postings. But he did come, when we did obviously check his identity stone a few times when he was around, and yeah, it was him. But I just like to think he could turn into a bat, actually, because he usually dropped the doors first at night. And
you didn't hear it from me, but I've heard some people say vampire. Have you heard anything about? No,
castle?
No, I mean, no. Like I said, you didn't hear it, but there has been whisperings.
Oh, so we'll have to be careful when he comes back and check that out.
Forget I said it. Don't worry about it. And I'm just gonna leave.
Okay. All right. He goes back to standing guard on the guy. And just shakes his head like, but I swear I saw him in the sun. And just goes back to walking.
It's just started a defamatory rumor.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So back to the workshop. Thoric and Torkel, what are the two of you doing?
I'm doing whatever Torkel needs me to do to appropriately take note and record of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
how much of this do you think we've got mapped out now?
I would say you've pretty much mapped out the mechanism, where it sits, and also what the mechanism is and how it's designed and what it's made out of.
Yeah.
You're just not understanding how the fork works with the Veinstone, and the lever obviously controls a point that it meets within the centrifugal chamber of the hollowed out hole.
Does the needle look like it is permanently fit into the dais, or does it look like it could be safely removed from the dais? Like, is it if it's bound inside if the dais is built around it, or if it's been inserted into the dais and could be extracted?
An investigation check with advantage because Thoric will be helping.
Okay. Give me a second. Also, probably at the back of his mind, he's like, "Isn't it meant to be another two of us?"
I love that Hendrick's on with the earpiece and so is Orly, and they're both hiding from each other.
I never even thought about that.
That's a nat 20.
That's a nat 20. The needle is actually what the stone dais is built around. It looks like the needle was the first thing that's built, and then the dais has been built around it to encompass the frame.
Yeah.
So the hexagon sits comfortably in it.
Torkel climbs up onto the dais to get a better view of the needle. He's not going to touch it, but he's going to start trying. He wants to try and log. He wants to log what each type of gemstone and gem dust that's in the needle.
Yeah.
And look and try and discern if there's maybe an order to it. And he also wants to see. You said the fork is made out of gold with
platinum and
made
gold.
Out of platinum with gold, or just platinum.
It's just it's this crazy expensive metal rod forked. I mean, if you were to eat this, even at a king's meal, you'd be like, damn, I'm showing off here. It's encrusted. It's jewel encrusted. It's probably worth 200-300 gold, something like that. It's just a fork.
I think he wants to try as hard as he can to relay to Thoric. There's ruby here, then jade here, then an emerald here, then a sapphire, and make sure that they have it in that order. And relay whatever information he can about the structure of this item, because he knows that he can't remove it from the dais and study it closer. So
you're on a natural 20. You've done the right thing. You've asked the good questions. So you're a cleric. That's your class. You know that certain clerics are able to achieve, and druids as well, Thesney, are able to achieve a powerful spell known as plane shift, and that a tuned fork of certain value, attuned to a plane, is used in the conjuration of that spell, that enacting of that spell. And looking at that metal fork, how brilliant and bold and gold and stunning it is, there's only one place that fort could be linked to from best of the descriptions and things you learned within the Charthorne Academy.
See if it's fucking heaven.
And it's heaven.
Fuck off. Okay.
So a tuning fork of heaven is being slotted in to a chunk of Nexus Vein, whatever that means, and seems to be helpfully enacting turning it off and on again.
How rare would Torkel think a tuning fork tuned to the plane of heaven? How rare would that be?
I mean, you're from a clerical society, so not as rare as classical D&D settings.
Okay,
still,
cool.
Still rare enough to be like notable. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
But sometimes literal saints, like the saints themselves, are sometimes gifted tuning forks so that they can go to heaven and meet with their gods. So all the living saints would possess a tuning fork, and all of the hierophants would possess a tuning fork, and some of the high clerics within like bigger cities like Breakwater, Erith, like the people just under the hierophants might possess them as well, but it would be like a reliquary. It'd be like the prized possession of a church ground that they own a tuning fork. And it's like, for you to enter heaven, you need to have like a whole tribunal. You need to have like a whole dissertation written for why you think that you as a mortal should enter heaven. And it's cross-checked by all 12 churches and cross-checked by dozens and dozens of acolytes to make sure that every answer you give is robust enough and decent enough that you're authorized to enter heaven.
So,
but
so
it is
like
possible. It's a societal thing, yeah.
Yeah, in this society, hierarchy means that upper echelon people in relation to the governmental positions of the Concord are essentially going to be holding these tuning forks for heaven.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's very rare to see any other mortals with them. But they're still in existence. You'd be able to get them easier than most other places.
Oh, yeah.
Also, if you found someone walking around with one, you'd be like, well, you shouldn't have that, because it's like walking around with like the keys to the city, I guess, right? Like, that'd be awesome.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's like walking around with like an all access pass to like the most important place, like keys to the Pentagon or something.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. All right. Yeah.
You could remove it if you want to with a 20. You feel like you could have a chance at removing the tuning fork from the needle if you wanted to.
You want to steal the keys to heaven?
I think two things. I think knowing what it is enough to satisfy him that he is on the right track of being able to replicate and sort of try and recreate instructions of how this should be built, so that he can then work on it later by himself. And then secondarily, I think it would actually be anathema to Torkel to mess with this item as a priest of Kinos.
It's still very much got usefulness in it.
And yeah, and also like, given the context of the society and how important Vainstone is, Torkel views this as a masterwork, whether or not it maybe it is or isn't, given in its construction. His opinion is that, you're potentially looking at one of the most important inventions in Concord history, and it's sitting right in front of you. So to him, that is essentially a masterwork. So he's not going to mess with it at all.
Yeah. So interesting point for you. You would know this. So Vainstone, where it's mined at Eland Quarry, it needs very complex, high maintenance, high strength machines, persons. There's a workforce of giants and other large creatures of burden to just move the stuff. And there's a series of ferries which float it upriver towards the capital for building and all this stuff as well. But summoned creatures like angels or summoned assistants, the spell breaks when they're within range of Vainstone. So if there was an angel or a demon or an elemental that was summoned to this plane within range of Vainstone, it would be disappeared. So why I'm saying this is because there are angels that do appear to shadow and the Kinos angels within the Eland Quarry, but they have physically walked from heaven to the material realm or flown through the cosmos, through the celestial sky to get here, because if they're summoned, the Vainstone would just dissipate them if they were within range of it. So that's just a
Wow.
little important point I would think to make to you.
Yeah.
So, if you were able to weaponize Veinstone and someone summoned a fucking demon, yep, no, you're not. Bang, gone. Which is very much helpful when you're fighting against wizards.
Oh, I can't wait to get Hendrik down here and turn it on and beat the shit out of him.
Torque wants to apologize to you in the anti-magic chamber, please.
He doesn't know it's an anti-magic chamber.
Ignore the ring we've built for you to fight.
God, I wish I could create that. I wish I could make a very small version of this that was just like a small localized field.
You're talking about
yeah,
John?
I think that Torko's going to go through the pages with Thoric and like make some slight adjustments or changes depending on what they agree upon in terms of how they're depicting the Veinstone, and then after this extended period of time, he's suddenly going to realise that it's just him and Thoric in here, and he's going to turn around to Thoric and say, "It is unusual to find ourselves alone after kind of travelling with our companions for so long. Have they taken my briskness to Hendrik badly?"
No, I went up and asked him if he was okay. He said he was okay, so.
And he left.
He was waiting by the drawbridge. I don't know if he just enjoys that spot or not, but yeah. Last I saw him, he was just waiting by the drawbridge.
I think that maybe it's time for us to explore the rest of the castle. I don't think there's much more we can discern from this item. I will lower the chunk back on top to protect the needle, and we will lock the doors. Is there anything in here that you still wish to look at?
Anything that hasn't been explored by Torkel around Cypher?
I mean, there's that strange water feature that Orly was looking at.
Oh, I don't know if it's like a Sean issue, but there's the notes seem to sort of indicate that Nathaniel had a secret entrance in relation to the stone, but I don't know. I'm not sure I follow it.
Yeah.
Above the laboratory is a split chamber where one can access the ocean above. Is that something that we came across now?
With the light, you do see that at the roof of the laboratory there is a strange cut. So you probably would piece that together. That's where the entrance is.
But from my understanding of where we're positioned, if I was to open that up,
water,
water,
okay. Lots of water.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine. So he's saying he could receive deliveries straight into the laboratory from the ocean, but by from the ocean he means from the ocean.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. So that's Thoric and Torkel heading back to the start of the castle.
Sorry, did you want to investigate that water feature?
No. I mean, it looks pretty nice, but that's about it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Torkel's not in the mindset to be looking at water.
You just find the Manhattan Project, I don't really care about someone making an iPhone.
Yeah, he's really he's like, holy shit, this could be generationally it could alter the whole some of the biggest processes in the Concord. Mining Veinstone becomes infinitely easier if you can switch off all the Veinstone power that's around it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a bit preoccupied.
Okay. So as you leave, Torkel, as you pass the threshold to the stairwell, do you want to put the painting back over it to cover it for that hole that you made?
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to leave it in the position where what it was when they found it, so like as covered up and hidden as possible.
Okay, sure. Great. You go out through the castle door. You go out, leave his bedroom. You walk past empty workshop, empty library, into the thing. So basically, let's talk a little bit a second, like out of game. Let's just remove ourselves from the fiction just for a second. So, Silt Slice Castillo, Silt Slice Castle, is a bastion. Now, I'm going to just unhide the sheet on the Silt Slice Legend Keeper thing. So if you click on it again and refresh, next to Map of Mistpeak on the tabs at the start of it, you should actually see why isn't this? Oh, hold on. Give me a second. Why isn't this working? No, stop. Why isn't it letting me hide it? I don't know why it's not letting me do something. I'm trying to unhide the tab. Oh, there we go. I've unhid it, I think. Yeah. Sorry, it's not working. There we go. I'll unhid it. Right, okay, so Silt Slice Castillo is now unhidden. So you can see the actual designs and the things that are in the bastion. So you can see its facilities, you can see
set of tabs is it in?
So you go into Mistpeak, you click on the general Mistpeak, and then you should see it here. I will just screen cap it for you guys on D&D notes.
Yeah, that's okay.
I see it.
Because
Silt Slice Castillo. It's on Legend Keeper.
Yeah, Legend Keeper, yeah.
Yeah, but just so their geography, southern.
You can just click on the map.
Oh, can I?
Yeah, you can just click the token on the map. The little markers.
The blue little lightning with the dog poop behind it.
Lightning with the dog poop behind.
It might be a cloud.
It's a cloud.
It's a cloud.
It's a cloud.
Oh yeah, okay, I've got it now. Yeah, it's just one of the sub tabs once you've clicked on it. It used to just be main and map of Mistpeak, now it's main map of Mistpeak and Silt Slice Castillo.
Yes.
And it gives us the information.
On the bastion, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then from there, you'll be able to actually look at hirelings, and you should be able to follow the links to their actual NPC sheets as well from Midite and Nicolau.
I feel really bad about sabotaging your whole cool setup here, DM. I'm just...
What? No, not at all. Not at all.
Told all the hirelings to go home. I didn't realize they're hirelings.
Yeah,
I mean, I literally said they work in the castle.
Yeah,
no, I was just trying to keep them away from
multiple times. We work here. We want to keep this job.
I told them, check it back in a month or two. It'll be
All right. So,
what book is this being based from?
What's that? Sorry.
What book is this being based on?
The Dungeon Master's Guide 2024. So it's in the DMG official. It's official D&D rules and stuff like that.
That's cool. Love it.
Yeah. So as you go out towards the front door, you see Laranok, and he's standing there like leaning against the wall. He's like got a crate down. He's like sitting on top of a leaning. Looks towards Thoric and Torkel. How did you two get on down there?
Very well.
Yeah. There is a lot of information and an incredibly important item.
Is it good news or bad news?
It is, I suppose it's like any other tool. You can have a scythe and it can be used for danger, or it could be used to harvest crops to feed people. I don't think that there's anything inherently bad about it, but it could be incredibly important.
He nods. Well, I trust you'll know what to do with the right thing, Torkel. Well, I lowered the drawbridge for Hendrik because he couldn't open it. There were a few people waiting for him, and he did go and have a conversation with them. He headed down into the middle of town, and then from there, I lost him.
Fucking narc.
Is the lever nearby?
The lever to raise the drawbridge is close by if you want to pull it.
I'd like to pull the lever.
Okay, all right. So by this point, the lever has been greased up enough by two uses that you can just like pull it and it'll come up.
I don't think that I am comfortable enough yet to allow him to come in here. Effectively, I cannot trust him to not go down into the underground area and destroy the item there in his insane quest to hide all knowledge and pretend that this item couldn't be recreated.
I think that's fair. By the way, is Oli with you?
I think this is the point where Taco realizes that you totally forgot about Orly. He's like,
I'm not part of the group.
Oh, it appears that he is not.
You're
I thought
part
he
of
was
my
just doing.
Strange.
It's
I
okay.
thought he was just doing a round 2 of Baggate with that water thing.
God damn it, Cypher.
Yeah.
I think we can trust Orly not to get into any trouble while he explores the cast. We should probably go and look for him.
Is that a challenge?
We should
All right.
probably find him.
So the three of you all search out to try and find Orly around the castle grounds. While that happens, Orly, you see that Hendrik finishes the conversation with the guard. You see what you see, and then I guess Hendrik, you make your way towards basically the upturned longhouse, the stone building, to speak with the archzealot. You there, Ryan?
Hendrix had a massive heart attack.
Oh no, he's gone.
I'm probably going to stay put, by the way.
Okay.
Because, or at least keep an eye on the skyline. If that makes sense, or the water line.
Sure. Yeah, that makes total
I think
sense.
it's very foggy. I don't know if you're able to see very far, right?
It is
Yeah, you
pretty
can-
foggy.
I mean, you can maybe see like maybe 100, 120 feet out towards like the water line, and you can hear like rocks breaking and like deep sloshes of water coming in the coastal waves. But you can't see anything past that, which is slightly disconcerting. Like, how the fuck is a rowboat going to get in here if it's like that stormy past the clouds? Past
Yeah.
this?
If Hendrik was to go, is it more inland for Hendrik to, if he's going to the Archzealot?
So the archzealot's house is like a good like maybe 25, 40 feet in front of or just behind where the stone was, where that person was chained up. So he's just going to go to the front door of there is where he's going.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep my eye out towards the water line for now, at least. Anyways.
Sure. Make a stealth check, please.
Sure.
Me. Yeah, you're pretty hidden. Okay. Hendrik, you want to walk up to the stone door of the archzealot? And he's gone again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hesitant about taking up so much of the freaking time talking, but yeah, I do want to just talk to him. So I'll knock on the door.
Okay. You walk up to the wooden door, this rebuilt, appearing long ship stone house. As you walk up to the door, it's just a single hinge door. Bump, bump, bump. You tap on it. Door opens up. A brass shield with their helmet off and just like some of their gauntlet armor opens up the door and looks at you. Yes?
One second, DM. One second.
It's fine.
Okay.
I gotta
I
go
am-
AFK for like a couple of minutes, so I'm just gonna roll a perception if you need it for the next few minutes,
Please.
and
Yes.
kill. I'll be right
Thank
back.
I am Hendrik, a truth caller of Tyr. I'm here to have a short conversation with the mayor, or the archzealot.
Okay, thank you. One moment. I'll just make sure he's forewarned. Wouldn't take but a second.
Can I come in while I wait? It's very
yes.
cold and foggy out here. It's like you're just walking.
Sorry, we don't really know how foreigners feel about the dampness. Sorry about that. As he gestures you in, you see a small little sitting room, and it's dark and dim. There's some candlelight in it. There's a small seating arrangement, and it looks very basic. Like you guys were in the Hall of the Archzealot within Breakwater. You've been in the one within Rackmere, and this is just like this. Almost looks like a retrofitted shed, like great in size, but the furnishings are just like there's a couple of chairs. There's maybe a desk or two, but he goes through a door. There's a second a brass shield sitting against the door, and they seem to be like oiling up a crossbow string. The crossbow was like half disassembled, and they're oiling it up, totally unarmored. And he goes to the door, comes back in, and he gives you a nod, like gestures with his hand for you to come towards him.
Okay, yeah. I will go along with this.
He leads you just down a small, short hallway into one floor up the stairs, and then he takes you into a door, knocks the door, and at that point you hear a gruff voice go, "Come in!" Brashield opens up the door and gestures for you to go inside as he closes the door behind you. And as you step in, you just see a pretty sparse office, like an officiating office. There's a handful of desks around, some nautical charts on the map of the waterline, and some tables of the Azure Sea, and very much like an outgoing and an incoming mail pile of seals. And sitting in a chair looking towards as you enter, you see a kind of a little bit taller halfling. Even in his like sitting form, you can tell he's a little bit bigger, but he's twice as wide and just strapped with muscle. He's got soft blue eyes, a crooked smile, and a button nose. And you can see, obviously, from the nape of his neck to his Adam's apple is a thick, long, faded scar. So much so that if someone was hit with that blow and the scarring is that bad, that might have even nearly decapitated him. You see his hands are rough and splinter-filled, and he's wearing dirty, rough, and faded Art Zealot robes. Not dirty, but rough and faded. And he's got welts and recent bruising on his knuckles and all over his hands. You can see. And he's wearing the signet ring of an Art Zealot. And puts a gesture for you to take a seat in front of him. Truth caller. Wasn't expecting any visitors recently. What can I do you for coming into Miss Peak?
This is just a small trip to check up on the town, make sure everything's going well.
Of course, of course.
Everything is going well, I hope.
It is. We're progressing orders for ships as the Righteous Wave wants. I believe we've refitted a few men with arms again. There's an arms shipment of ironwood bows and arrows heading towards Seaton at their major stock. And I've just heard recently that I'll need to make even more ships, as the Righteous Wave will have more recruits. So I'll no doubt have to requisition more coin from the banks of Mina to pay the men for the hard work they're doing. But other than that, it's it's going okay.
Oh, yes, things are building up everywhere. Something big surely is going to be happening soon. I'm happy to hear that you're doing so well for that regard. I am partially here for... takes out his notebook. Nathan Everstone and his castle.
The dwarf.
Yes, the dwarf. And just doing some background checks and checking up on his whole situation. I had heard that you had some complaints about him, and I just want to follow up on those.
Leans forward and clasps his hand together and like pushes himself across the desk, but looks relaxed. He definitely seems to think on his words before he starts to speak. Well, Nate, Nathaniel, Mr. Everstone, as some people who worked for him called him. It's a bit of a strange thing, you know. He explained to me when I first became Archzealot over a decade ago that he owned the deed to the castle from an auction within cities east of here, regions east of here, and that's fine. And I explained to him I'm quite happy for him to own it, but to not make people upset with the history there. To not dig through the many wardrobes and old dilapidated parts of the castle that have been long forgotten. And he respected that. He very much did. And I respected him for that. Because he was very much keen when I first met him to rebuild the castle to what it was. But I would have had a lot of pushback, and some people would have been upset at that. Some people see it as defiling history, rebuilding the castle. But Nate and I, when I did see him, which is very few times, I haven't seen him for many a months now. Um, I'm just to ask, is he coming back anytime soon? Shall I be expecting him? Shall I inform him some truth callers after his persons?
I don't believe you'll be seeing him anytime soon.
Oh, it's like that, is it? Oh dear. I'm sorry to hear he's run afoul of the law.
Yes, that's yes. It's all very complicated, and like I said, my entire job is to put this all together. The castle may no longer be under his ownership.
Right, I see.
Now.
Okay. Oh, so a new owner. Well, it's funny you mentioned that because I was actually reconsidering his proposals the last few weeks and months. I actually feel that if this new owner, I don't know who they are, I don't have them with them, or they're still expected weeks from now, to discuss what could happen with the castle. I've had it explained to me. I had an advisor hired in. I do a lot of this officiating and managing the town by myself. It's just what the place needs. Explaining the value of a castle rebuilt and what hope it could give. And, I wasn't alive during the days when the incident happened. But maybe rebuilding the castle might give people something to be proud of rather than the weather or the ships. Just another little thing to make Mistpeak maybe a bit more notable.
Is that what his proposal was? Is to rebuild the castle?
Yes, he was adamant that the castle should be rebuilt, and I said, for what purpose, Nate? Mr. Everstone? Nate, Miss Peak's greatest defense is the mists and the natural rock-like wall we have around the town, and the mists at the coastal edge means all but the most expert pilots of ships and sailors can even find the damn place. But he stressed that there may be one day when it's needed. A castle is needed.
Oh no, I understand that. I am surprised that you and him both went from agreeing that the castle shouldn't be rebuilt to agreeing the castle should be rebuilt. Did something change since then?
Well, I'll be honest with you, truth caller. Hendrik, my god, explained was your name.
Yes.
Truth caller Hendrik.
Whatever you want to call me.
I'm not a fool. I do read the reports that come across my desk from the Golden Council. There's been more and more apparitions of desires to make ourselves ready once again to our northern neighbors. And the south has been blissfully unaffected most of the time by their efforts. But now it is no secret that the Tearland Navy supersedes ours by some margin. And, well, I want Miss Pig to be ready in case something were to happen.
I understand. That's very reasonable. I'm surprised that the division between you and him, well, I don't know if division is the right word, was about the castle, since the man himself seems so extremely unpopular in the city.
It's just wives' tales and old fishing stories. People swear that where he's walking in the castle is defiling, hallowed ground. I respect Talos more than most here. Arguably more than most. But what happened there, the dark stain on the history of the church, whichever way you look at it. And, well, he's employed people over the years. I think he had, 5, 6, maybe less, in the last couple of years working for him. And they paid, as far as I understand it, they were paid well, and they had no issues. So, this new owner, I don't know what his ambitions are, but Nate, he didn't cause any trouble. There's more people picking on him because, he was not from Mistpeak, which is always an issue amongst themselves when people move to the town. Not that many do such, but yeah, it's just. I think if he made a home here and actually stayed in the town, things would have been different. But it's the fact he was gone for 6 months, came back, was here for a month,
Yes.
and then stayed for a year, and then disappeared for 10. All of this, it made people
I
uncomfortable.
understand.
Yes.
Okay, well that's very, very straightforward and simple. I'm glad to hear that it was such an amicable relationship. I will inform the owner, the new owner, and I will send him your way so you can make proper introductions.
That would be very much 12 thank yous upon you if you do so. We did hear that the gate was down. Someone came running to me this morning about.
Oh yeah, that was us. Yes.
Oh, good. Did you? How did you get the drawbridge down without me asking?
Damn, I don't remember how we got the drawbridge down.
Thoric flew with dragon wings. and then
Oh, that's
opened it.
right. Okay, I forgot he can fly. Yeah, I'll just one of our people has the was gifted wings and simply flew over the wall. He didn't turn into a bird or a bat or any of that nonsense that I've heard about. Everstone
Or
yes,
a vampire.
or a vampire.
Understood.
Certainly not a
Understood.
vampire.
Understood. All right. Well, anything else?
No. I'm
Okay.
I'm perfectly set. I'll be gone soon. I'm glad things are going so well here for you.
Thank you. Yes, Miss Peak, I think, is looking at brighter and brighter days.
Okay. Then I will get up, DM, and I will and waste time until the party hunts me down.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I mean, I don't know what to do because Hendrik's just going to wait around in town, or he's just going to hide.
It's a difficult one, isn't it?
I-
Well,
and then-
to be fair, did
I
I
love
see
Orly.
anything? Did I see anything actually?
Not since he went in. He's probably gone maybe 10
Okay.
minutes and he came back out of the Archzealot's building.
I love
So,
Orly. He's such a
yeah. So you see Hendrik, and then Hendrik, I just take you back to the Harpy's Nest and just go and have a drink until.
I will.
just-
I will. God, what would Hendrik do?
Yeah, what would he do? Would he go hide? Would he wait at the castle?
I think Hendrik would hide. I think Hendrik would like walk around the town in non straight lines, just like
Yeah.
chaotically, and then just get familiar with the town, get familiar with hidey holes and sewer entrances and abandoned attics, and just like that's his downtime is spent with paranoia and preparation.
Grand.
I'm
Okay.
gonna head down to the docks. That's I've made a decision.
Okay. Where? So I'm looking at the map of.
Sorry, I'll
Peak.
join you.
Okay. So are you looking? Are you like going through the gutting stalls where all the fish are being processed and stuff?
Yeah, close by because there's the actual I can't English right now, but the actual docks themselves is right beside it, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go down there and I want to just see if there's anybody hanging around on the what are they called? My English is failing me.
On the like the boards.
the dock,
I'd
the
say.
actual plank, the actual walkways that go out.
Oh yeah, the pier.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah. I'm
piers.
gonna go along the pier, and if there's anyone idling or if there's even people working there.
I mean, there's lots of fishing boats coming in and out, and like unloading fresh nets and stuff like that, or repacking nets next for the next morning of fishing, next evening of fishing. It's probably about maybe 100, 200 people, like all pretty busy. But you can find.
Can I make an insight check? Well, what I'm looking to find is somebody who looks like they have keen eyes and who looks very alert, kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. Give me an insight check.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. 18. Okay. I'm aware we probably do need about a 5-10 minute break soon, so I'll we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so Orly, you scan the busy pier and you spot what looks to be like a hired watcher who seems to be counting fish and also keeping an eye on the crew, like to make sure people aren't stowing away fish.
Okay.
He seems to get a swap over of the next boat coming in, and he seems to be taking inventory, like writing it down on a piece of parchment that's like weather protected,
Okay.
and then tuck it into his satchel.
Yeah, I'll approach him. We can take a break now, by the way, and
Yeah.
I'll do conversation afterwards.
Cool. Let's take a 10-minute break here, guys.
Cool.
Nice. Okay. Brilliant. All right. So, Orly, you walk over towards this fish counter at the gutting section of Mist Peak.
Perfect. I'll quickly kind of give him a nod as I'm approaching.
Yeah, he's middle-aged halfling, bald head, dirty fingernails, dirty clothes, smells just like rank fish. And like the whole dock does. It just smells like either dead fish or fish that's just recently dead. And strong sense of salt as well. Like lots and lots of barrels of salt hanging around as well.
Good day.
Good day to you. How can I help?
Just came into the city recently and just trying to get a lay of the land, really. I'm not going to be here for too long, but I'd like to learn about, the town, the culture, and why is it so foggy? That's one thing that's piqued my interest whilst here.
Well, I'm not a historian or anybody as such.
I wasn't really looking for that too deep into the detail myself. I wouldn't understand it myself, to be honest. But just been asking around, really, what people think of it.
Well, the fog gestures like with his hand. Well, that comes from us being so faithful to Talos. He hides this little place away from the world to keep us safe. People
It's
from Mist Peak.
protecting.
Yeah.
That's it. That's interesting. I didn't know. And has it always been like this?
For a long time, yeah. Grandfather
time.
and his grandfather and his grandfather. Even before, rumor goes, even before the Concord, halfling people have been here sheltering away, hidden from the dangers of wide afield, because our faith in Talos is unshakable.
It's very respectable.
Well, luckily we weren't ever affected by the sea princes. That did damage to Seaton and Saltmarsh further up the coast. Sea princes tried to find Mist Peak, but they never could. Kept running aground or getting lost and ripped apart by storms from the destroyer himself.
Would it be common for ships to run into land close by here, or even within the docks, the surrounding dock area?
Doesn't happen very often now, no. We don't have a lighthouse or anything like there is at that big city, Breakwater to the east. We just, there's a handful of really experienced sailors from Mist Peak who know just to get close enough for, ships and rowboats, can just about get into the dock here. And just, you'll notice it's mostly just fishing vessels here and maybe a smaller schooner or slop or two, but nothing else can really navigate the waters to get in.
No mermaids or anything like that out there, no, to dive in, or sirens even.
Fuck, there's a lot of fucking Sahagwin up the west.
What's that?
Shark men, they look like men, but they've got the minds and the hunger of a great black hided shark. People have been dealing with them for years. Far away from the coast, but even them, it's hard to swim underwater when the sea's boiling like it does when they anger Talos by coming near here to Mist Peak. So they avoid this place.
They're a civilization. Do they dress and speak?
I don't know and don't care, but
Oh,
no,
okay.
they don't. They don't come near here. You know, a few vessels up the west get lost here and there. There are some rumors that it was them that helped sink the Dauntless, but I don't really believe that.
The Dauntless was a proud vessel before.
Prey of the fleet for the Righteous Wave Order sank a few weeks ago, in between
A few
here
weeks
and
ago?
Vondair. Yeah. They had to send some ships out from Breakwater, but they only left recently because the storms were so bad. I don't know if you remember a couple of weeks ago. It was raining pretty bad.
Yeah,
a couple of days
I
ago.
remember that. Yeah.
Well, they had to shelter along the coast. They couldn't risk going out to sea. I don't know how many survivors there are, or even if there are survivors from the Dauntless. But
This is the
Yeah.
first I've heard of the Dauntless going down, actually.
I think it was in the papers. Some traveler said about it.
Maybe I need to pay more attention to the papers then, I guess. I was just wondering, I could be just a trick of light, or maybe the fact that I'm in such a non-usual space that I'm not familiar with, but I'm almost sure I saw something out towards the fog, almost like a figure. Have you ever seen anything of that likes before, or maybe it's just my mind?
Listen, stranger. You didn't see nothing. Just best to ignore it.
Insight on aggression, as whether I can continue further prying, and if it's safe to
Sure,
do
yeah.
so.
Yeah. 21. It's less aggression and more like warning, like for your own safety.
Well, maybe it's not the best place here to speak about what I've just brought up. Would you have any recommendations of places to grab a drink and have a conversation with other knowledgeable people?
Well, the Harpies is the most local spot you're gonna get. Plenty of people like us, like gestures towards you and him, like about stature wise, like height wise. Harpies Hall, some call it the Nest as well. There's the Tall Folk Inn if you're here or more travelers. Harpies Hall can be a bit busy to get into, but half the quarter of the town probably drinks there during the weekends, which it is now. But I'm still fucking working and counting fish. People
We
still
all
need
need
to
to
eat,
make
I
a
guess.
living.
Yeah, people need to eat.
Okay, well, thank you. Just to clarify, what I was asking was, is there anybody else I could speak to in a safer environment about my question that you don't want to answer to?
Stranger, I reckon you forget that question. Misspeak's an old place, steeped in tradition and values. Best not to get mixed up in it.
Okay, it was a pleasure.
Aye, aye. And he looks towards the boat come in. Those nets look thin. What the fuck have you boys been playing at? And they go like, and they both all groan. And I don't want to hear it, right? I want this much. And then it just continues with him just giving them a ball ache and telling off about like they've not caught enough fish.
I'm going to make my way to... Because thankfully I was eavesdropping. Just need to fucking... this bloody... This. The publication office.
Yeah. You want to go there? Okay.
I'm gonna go there, or if there's a library that would be better suited.
You gather
Looking
this is probably is the library.
Yeah. I'm local history. This seems like the best place to look into, I suppose. Yeah, that's what my future move is going to be. Oh, whilst I'm walking away, I like to turn around and make sure that I'm not being looked up and down, or if there's anybody.
Sure, make a perception check.
Thank you.
Not that you notice.
Okay, no worries. Cool. That's me.
You make your way through the more built-up residential
way.
section into the more merchant part of the northern edge of Mistpeak, and you see the signs. You follow for the Wailing Winds publication, and it's a simple triangular roofed building with 3 floors on it, and you gather the base floor is probably the business floor, and the second, third are probably residential for above. And again, like there's a front door that's gnomish sized and halfling sized, and there's another front door that's tall folk sized. And you open up the smaller door, and you go in, and it seems like there's almost 2 wings of the building. There seems to be one business floor that's walled off by like some thatch that's like for tall people, and one for small people. Not like in a discriminatory way, but just like there seems to be more and more books stacked up because you can physically fit more in because people are smaller in the smaller section.
Yeah.
About 15 feet. And you hear a nasally voice. I'll be with you one moment. And you hear boom, 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 someone walking around like a long desk on either side, and then they you see someone like kind of thud as they crawl, and then like sit up and like basically are standing on their knees. You see a black scaled dragonborn at the concierge or at the front desk. They've got a dimple in their chin. They're a little bit thin. They've got like kind of cleaner but still paint stained clothes. They've got a mole on their forehead and buck teeth, which is a bit weird for a dragonborn.
Which one of the Harlings is here?
It's Cristovallo.
Christopher. Okay, cool.
Cristovallo.
This isn't Christopher who I'm speaking to right now. No.
It is, yes. This is the black.
Oh, it
dragonborn
is.
that you
Okay,
saw
sorry.
this is the one that you saw speaking to Hendrik. That was gathered outside of the castle. In fact.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you do recognize him. You've seen him, but he hasn't seen you.
Yeah. I'll give a quick short bow. Good day. My name is Orly.
Nice to meet you, Sir Orly. What books or paintings kind of interested you today?
Well, I believe you've worked in the castle before.
Yes. How'd you know that?
Oh well, I am acquaintances with the new owner.
Is the new owner like some kind of recluse? Is he just sending his employees out to talk to us? Is this
I do
some interview
apologize
thing?
for.
Do I need to re-interview for my job again? This is very
Absolutely not.
strange.
No, I assure you, it's just unfortunate circumstances involving a certain investigation. I'm not taking charge of that at the moment. That's one of my other acquaintances. No, I'm just here because I believe you're well acquainted with, obviously, your place of work. Perhaps local histories, or even if you could help me out with understanding a little bit more of the older years of Mistpeak.
Can do, yeah. This is a service, though. Are you looking to buy or just browse books?
More of a consultation, and I'm more than happy to pay you for your services, of course. I'm not looking for a handout.
No, not that I give it to you. I barely know you anyway.
Sure.
All right. Well, yeah, okay. Well, can you be more specific? You said old histories. What do you mean?
Anyone else in the room, Sapphire?
No.
I have a very specific question. Something that only happened recently, and I tried to follow up on it, and I was pretty much shut down for my question. And that is, I seem to see something out along the waterline earlier on, a figure, and I'm just curious as to whether I should take this in as a threat or something else.
Well, you don't have the Miss Peak accent, so I'm not from here either. I came here years ago.
Surely, I've been here a day and I've seen something out under the waterline. Surely,
You're not
No?
wrong. You saw something. I believe you. It's kind of like looks towards the door. No one's in. Looks around the room. Looks around the back room that you can see him from. It's not really allowed what they do. It's wow. The church. Not really supposed to let them come so close to town anymore. Known as disciples.
Of the church.
Disciples of the Destroyer. They're I don't know. Splinter faith of Talos. Violent though.
Orly's going to shake his head. Sorry, repeat that, please, for me, once more.
Disciples of the Destroyer.
Okay. Why is this not a larger, more public issue, especially given the name involved?
I don't hurt anybody in the town. They just watch over it.
And nobody has had any intimate interactions with these disciples before?
I mean, there's always rumors going of, someone slinking away and seeing something. But rumors go, some of them are local. If not all of them are actually locals here.
Fuck. Hey, Cypher.
You need to be muted, by the way, Sean. Yes, Storley?
Can I make an insight check as to the nature of this person and to gauge?
Sure.
Like, are they one?
Sure, yeah. Orly. This person seems more afraid than reverent in their tone.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I had to check.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, given my quick readings and where the conversation's going, it seems like there isn't really much more to tell me anyway. So I'll say to I can see this is an uncomfortable topic. I won't press you any further if there's nothing else of value you can willfully give to me.
We can all. I don't know what your owner's feelings are, but we can all talk a lot safer in the castle. It's probably one of the places that they don't ever go.
I can guarantee you now, most likely by the end of today or tomorrow, you'll be meeting with the new owner. It's just a very difficult situation currently, right now. But I give you my word, it will be soon. And again, I apologize for lack of a personal introduction with the new owner.
Apology accepted. I look forward to meeting him and working with you. The two of you and the other bloke I spoke to one of your kind as well earlier this morning. You were kind enough.
Hendrik, yes. Yeah, he's got his moments of being pleasant, yeah.
Well, don't we all? Oh, right. Well, yeah, we can talk about this more when we're in the castle.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, do you want to buy any poetry about wet rocks and stones and storms? Or a painting?
What paintings have you got?
What have we
What's
got?
your favorite painting?
Oh, I did a painting of a ship hit by a lightning bolt. Let me show you. And he goes off. And he goes and shows you this lightning bolt striking down the ship. And actually, it's really detailed. And it's actually a storm priest in the middle of the ship, like channeling lightning bolt that hit a piece of metal he's holding above his head.
Oh, shit.
To,
so it's good quality. It's good, decent, artistically.
Yeah, it's decent. Do you know what, actually, in fact, it reminds you very much in quality and style of the paintings that were in Nate's room, the 3 paintings that were in Nate's room.
Okay. Could I, what would it be, like a performance check or something? Could I try and gauge if it's the same artistic stuff? I'm not really that good with like, if he also painted those paintings within the castle.
I mean, you see the artist mark of his name on it, like he's written his name on it.
Yeah. Was it the same? I simply can't remember, to be honest. Sorry.
You can make an investigation check to see if it lines up.
Sure. No.
No. I mean, it's similar. It's similar enough to make you theorize, but you're not concrete.
Yeah,
sure.
interesting. Yeah, no, this looks great. How much?
65 silver.
How much gold have I got any money? In un momento, por favor.
That'd be sick. That'd be what would that be?
I've got.
That'd be 6 gold.
I'm rich. I'm good.
You're all rich, by the
Terrible.
way.
I'm
Terrible.
rich. I forgot.
It'd be 7 gold.
Quick math. So that's what 7 gold. I give him 20 gold, and here's a
Thank
little
you very much
extra
for it.
for helping me and for accepting my apology and being patient with the new owners for the castle and your current work life, I guess.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks. Well, the sooner and the more work gets put in the castle, the less shifts I'll have to pick up in this place.
Yeah, I mean, this place doesn't seem too bad. You get to sell some of your paint, and anyways, I digress. I'll leave you back to your work, and yeah, like I said, hopefully we'll get back to you and the rest of your
Thanks.
work acquaintances within today or tomorrow.
Thanks. Storm's wind guide you as you leave the shop.
And you too.
All right. So Orly has been investigated, and Torkel and Hendrik and
I now have a painting
Hendrik's
as well.
you have a painting as well. You have a painting of a storm striking your ship. So Hendrik's hiding away, doing his counter-intelligence patrol patterns to try and pick up a tail and hide from a tail. So Thoric and Torkel, what are the two of you doing with Laranok in tow?
Just looking to gather people up. Is that what we're doing now?
I think we were originally trying to find Orly around the.
Yeah, after about an hour of you guys searching every little nook and cranny, he is not there.
Yeah,
He is
that
not
seems
in the
about right.
castle anywhere you looked.
Is the bridge up, by the way?
They lifted it
Yeah.
back up.
Bro, I'm just on the opposite side then with my painting,
Okay,
just
so
kicking
as-
stones.
As they finish and they go, oh, you all gather in the courtyard and you look across the portcullis like, oh, he's there. He's on the outside of the castle.
What are you guys doing?
Looking for you.
Looking for you.
Come on, I'm over here. Lower the drawbridge. What's the plan here?
Are you alone?
Am I I look around. Am I alone? Yes, I'm alone.
Yeah, you're alone.
Okay.
You appear alone.
I went out for
I'll
some
prove it.
shopping.
I'll pull the handle.
Tuk, 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 chunk. Drawbridge lowers.
We want to look for a Coke vanilla.
Please come in.
I'll head
Orly.
over and I'll hand Torkel the painting with that I just bought, and hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. I felt a little bit bad for harming one of our own during that scuffle when I shouldn't have even gotten involved, and I just needed to take a breather, and yeah, I'm back now though.
I will say that I was surprised to see that you would unleash an attack on Liranok of all people, but I'm hoping that the animosity is all behind us now and we can continue as a group of 4.
Yeah,
Thank you
I'm
for
happy
the
to
painting.
let things be as it were. Is Laranok here?
Laranok, it's nods. He's here, yeah.
I'm so
Let's
sorry,
not-
Laranok.
Bleeding out in the corner, but getting crossbow in his abdomen.
Yeah.
I do apologize. A lot was going on. It was all very fast, very confusing, and I made my warning, and fortunately, it escalated, and I reacted to the escalation, and I apologize. I probably shouldn't have.
Oh, don't worry, Orly. It's fine. We're moving on from it.
Yes.
So what did I miss?
I
You
don't
missed
know. Where we're
Hendrik.
going.
But so the item downstairs is and he gathers motions for Lyra not to come over, and he says,
Yeah.
I take a view separate from Hendrik that this information should be shared between us, and that if Nathaniel can create this, then it is possible that it can be replicated. And we don't know. Through his notes, I see that he has been working with other people, so there are already loose ends that we cannot cover. Understanding the machine and being able to work back from it may be a better position than simply destroying it and hoping that nothing ever happens again. And I
Is
should
it
not
is it a
use help
weapon,
to destroy something.
Torkel?
And it is a weapon in the same way, and I said similar to Viranok earlier, it is a weapon in the same way that the sight can be a weapon. Just because a tool has the ability to be used for violence does not mean that it is made for violence.
Think of it like
Essentially,
fire.
yeah, exactly. It can burn, but it can also help feed. In the subterranean laboratory, there is a plinth that is being constructed by Nathaniel. And inside this plinth, there is a long needle with various gemstones. And at the top of this needle, there is an etheric tuning fork linked to the plane of heaven. This is then inserted inside a specific type of vein stone, which I believe is called Nexus stone. And it allows, well, it empowers the Nexus stone to tap other vein stone of its magic dampening ability.
So
It's an off switch.
so this could wipe out a lot of Concord's defenses if it fell into the wrong hands.
It could be used, yes. It is large and unwieldy. It may take some time for people to develop a way to get it to the front lines to knock out defenses. But think of the possibilities. If you can turn off the vein stone's innate ability, then you can mine it easier and ship it further and transport it via magical means. And then when you get to the position that you need it to be in, you pull a switch and it turns back on.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to gain a better understanding as to, and I realize the conflict is still fresh on your mind perhaps, but trying to gain a better understanding to Hendrik's perspective and why things escalated so quickly.
Hendrik works for a god that desires secrecy and obfuscation and keeping information to themselves. He sees himself as the arbiter of truth, the person who decides what is dangerous and what is not, who is dangerous, who is not. And he enacts those thoughts as he sees fit. I can only
Absolutely,
imagine
but
that he
Hendrik's also
doesn't.
a very, very intelligent person who's spent a lot of his time helping people that have been wronged, and maybe we shouldn't judge his judgments so quickly on the idea of secrecy and more so morality.
The issue is that this was created by the late Mr. Everstone. It can be created again by someone else. If we hide this from the right people, then we can't work together and create some sort of system or protocol or defense or something that could help. And if someone else creates this without the right people having a step ahead, then
Fuck.
we are a step behind.
Cypher, are we outside or did we go inside?
I imagine you're talking in the courtyard.
Okay.
You would be talking in like the small courtyard that's in between the parlor and the portcullis.
And it's walled off though, right?
Yeah, like it's very much like walled off. It's like drawbridge, portcullis, small little square, then the parlor, and then into the two other wings.
Okay, I'm gonna try usher people to follow me inside. I've
Yeah.
Along with my shopping trip, I'll admit I had one other agenda, and that other agenda then branched off to me seeing a figure out in the waterline, like over 100 feet away. It seemed quite threatening to me, mysterious. So I dug further into it. I asked around, and it seems like apparently there's disciples of the destroyer just hanging and coexisting within Miss Peak. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard it from the publications office close by. Also, that's another thing I need to talk to you about, Torkel. You have hirelings apparently. We can talk about that later, but I think maybe it's best we do look at being perhaps a little bit more paranoid than outsharing when it comes to this, just while we're here, at least, given the information of possible disciples hanging around and maybe even living amongst the people here.
What the disciples of the destroyer? What threat do they pose to us?
Well, I can't help but think a lot of what we've bumped into and dealt with is aligned or related to Vainstone. Maybe that's just me.
And the destroyer, the disciples, are they linked to Einstein in some way?
I don't think we've found any proof. Oh, have we, Cypher?
No. Not
Yeah.
What
really
god is the
anything.
destroyer?
Talos.
Oh. Is this the cult that murdered all these people in this house?
The massacre of Silt Slice was conducted by an offshoot, reactionary and highly militarized and fanatical group of the church. Because Talos is about destruction and breaking things and storms and the embodiment of a storm. And a lot of people can conduct and gain piety from just destroying things, whatever that may be in their way.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Okay. If we can keep the information to ourselves and make sure that the castle is locked up as possible, then we should be okay. But I appreciate you bringing the information to us early so that we can be as informed as possible.
I just don't want us finding out something largely important and then accidentally letting that information slip because of overexcitement or the willingness to overshare. That's all.
Yeah, I would not suggest to tell anybody.
I believe the archives of Bahamut must know.
To keep it recorded in writing only.
On my travels, I came across, like I said before, the people who used to work for Nathaniel in this castle. I came across one of them at least. I know where the rest are situated, and they are anxious and excited to meet the new owner. However, given what happened shortly, I told him to perhaps wait until things settle down between us all. But I'll just say that I've written it down on a piece of paper, Cypher, just to hand to Torkel.
Yeah.
The just the locations of the hirelings.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you follow along and you look at it, Torkel, and you see Edite, the tall person tavern, Cristoalo, the painting shop you just mentioned, Zephyro Bito at the general store, basically, and then finally the Nicolau at the shipyard.
Okay. Does it tell me like what the rate is now?
Nothing like that, no.
Okay.
But in basically, stepping out a second for here, bastions don't. They just run. They don't need player contributions for them to keep running. They just assume that whatever passive income the bastion can make, it's enough to pay for the cost of the hireling. So you guys don't actually have to give anything to them. It's more about
okay.
it's more about like investing what you guys want to invest. So you can build more rooms. You can go for more more special facilities in there, but they
Yeah.
all have a cost.
So it's more like a passive kind of progression.
Yeah,
system.
there'll be some way that this place will make money that's just enough for them to subside on.
Oh, that's so user friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't have to do any background work. But actually, you guys need to be sending this much gold back
Yeah.
per month for the Bastion to still be running when you get there.
Fucking spreadsheets for real
we're not
estate
trying-
spreadsheets.
We're not doing a management
have
summit inside
unionized.
D&D.
I think if anybody's going to unionize Nate will probably unionize them, give them good pay. I mean, the way they're talking about it, they've got pretty well paid compared to a lot of other people in the town. So
What you're saying is we have room to go down.
Talking about, yeah.
what's that, Hendrik?
I was just saying, people kept mentioning it.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Right. So I think that Torko says, thank you for the further information. We need to consider the timeline here. I think that what we should do is sweep through the castle floor by floor and ensure that it is in a position that we are comfortable with. Make sure that there's no access into the underground area, and we have hidden it as well as we can. Before we leave, I think that we should consult the potential hirelings who could maybe keep the castle taking over. Otherwise, I think that the next most important thing is for us to find the entrance that allows us to get in here without using the drawbridge. Nate speaks of it a little in his notes, but I'm not sure I follow his description.
Well, I've spent most of my life living in a forest, so perhaps I could go gather up the hirelings and help out that way. I think you guys would be better suited within the actual bastion itself until I get back.
Okay.
I'd be happy to go with.
I'm happy for the company. If
I
Torkel,
was going to say that I'd be happy to go around to basically draw a map of the place, so we can maybe, if we don't find the entrance we're looking for, we might be able to get a better clue just by the layout.
I think that's a good idea. Log it, all of it, and make sure that we have it written down, and then we can consult it at a further date, and even on our travels, we can try and work things out.
Cool.
I think that's a good idea.
All right, Cypher. Thork is going to take out his Legend Keeper brand cartography tools.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I actually on Legend Keeper, I do actually need to draw the exact scale of the castle, because unless you want to draw it, because the squares are there. Like you can make, there's the storage at the edge of the parlor, there's the kitchen, there's all this stuff as well. Like it's literally there to be measured and to be drawn, which is really funny. So yeah, I mean, I have some light stuff. I mean, I'm doing a rough sketch right now. The castle. Okay. This is a rough version of the castle. All right. So this is the port. This is the drawbridge, and then this is the little forecourt before you get into the parlor, the main larger area. And then this wing here is on left is the library, right is the workshop. There's little offshoots, and then keep going down that hall into Nate's master bedroom.
I can make
And then
I can make a model of this if you want to. 2D. I can do a map of it.
Yeah. I mean, the exact squares are in Legend Keeper. You could follow the guide and make the exact squares to scale and stuff like that. And as you guys add more rooms and stuff like that, that'd be really cool to see. And then that down this way is the way to the kitchen and the other storage that's blocked off. I will say, basically at what you guys have explored, the other the more flights of stairs up, and whatever the rooms, they're literally either so full of crap or they're so damaged or the floors are basically rotted away by wear by storms that haven't been maintained, that you guys have pretty much explored what is in the castle anyway. So I mean, you can keep checking around, obviously. But you guys have explored the available zones, if you will, how much the castle actually is standing structure they can make use of. Oh, that's not how you spell that. All right, what do you guys want to do?
We
I
don't
wanna
come
look
across any.
through- Sorry. I'd like to look through the castle to see if I can find the item that he referred that Nate talks about that allows him to contact the wizard.
Okay. All right. Sure. Are you doing with any help at all?
If it doesn't stop anybody from doing anything else that they want to do, otherwise I'm happy to do it alone.
Would it stop me from doing what I'm doing to help him, or?
I would say that if you want to help him, it will. What's what I'm looking for here? You would have to spend an hour helping him, and Orly would go off by himself.
Well, yeah, Lernok's there as well, though, right?
Lernok's still there, so Lernok could go with Orly as shepherd. Okay. Yeah. So, why don't the two of you or one of you with advantage give me an investigation tech?
So with advantage there, you say?
Yes, because you're getting assistance.
Cool.
Keep me
20.
in the it was about 20. Nice. The only thing after a brief search of around 25 minutes that bears any resemblance, and at this point Orly can decide if he's going with Learnock or not, that anything that looks strange and fits this description is that strange vertical plane of water in the workshop.
Okay.
Well, my interest is peaked. I'm staying here now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably safe for me to not be around that thing. Actually, now that I think, I take it back. I'm just, I'm too dangerous around fucking magic and shit like this. I'm gonna go round up the homies.
Yeah, we should
Orly,
keep you away from.
Orly, by this point, Orly, Hendrik, by this point, one of the laps you've done, you briefly get an eye at the front door of the castle and see that the drawbridge is down again. Just like
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna just hang out.
You're just hanging out. Cool.
Just hanging out.
So yes, so description again. So this strange thing has like a vertical plane of water, like actually like just floating there, like perfect cyan, clear blue water, which seems to be slightly deeper hue than the ocean seawater. The as I drew on there, there's like a perfect match of like, so the water like kind of comes down and is channeled, and then there's a circle like in the frame as well, a circle of water where one could stand or put something on top of. You're not sure, but you're a magical expert. Your arcane expert is out somewhere else.
Yep.
You should touch it.
You just have it with your eyes closed. You don't even know what happens.
Yeah, I don't think I want to touch that, to be honest. Although I could touch it and then we could have one person next the Banestone to activate it so that it cancels out the magic if it goes wrong.
It's very
You
true.
guys are hirelings. Have one of them touch it.
Oh my
We're
god,
not gonna
Ryan.
hire you. I'll just make a note of it being there.
Okay.
And return back upstairs.
Okay. You find Orly and Leonok standing there, still waiting. So you find this strange communication device that Nate mentioned in his notes, but bar than that.
Oh, sorry. Just to clarify, I've gone to round up the hirelings.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Sorry.
So by the time that Hendrik figures, Torkel and Thorek figure this out,
I'd probably walk by Hendrik.
I mean, if Hendrik wants to make a stealth check and hide from.
Oh no,
Orly-
I'm there. He knows I'm there. I'm standing right there.
Okay. So you gather the 4 hirelings, and do you take Hendrik to the front gate as well, Orly?
As I'm walking by, I just kind of look at him and gauge how he feels. How like does Hendrik kind of like meet Orly's gaze, or is it what's happening, Ryan?
Yeah, no, I absolutely meet your gaze. And
We call them that now. We call them hirelings.
Hirelings. Yeah, I'm using the textbook now. Okay, don't at me.
The
The help. Yeah. Sorry. As I'm passing by Hendrik, I'll look at him and say, I'm not taking sides here. I still don't know enough. But trust has been lost, Hendrik. Maybe not between me and you, but definitely between you and Torkel. You're not really going to.
You do see, even if you're not convinced by it, you do see the potential danger here, right?
Sure, I do.
Okay.
But also understand you know lengths more than I do when it comes to any of this stuff.
No, I understand. I'm not expecting you to make grand decisions on little information. But I just want to know that your head's in the right spot at least.
I would say we're not going to find any kind of social or problem solution by just standing outside at the bridge. And I'll walk on in with the help.
Yeah. The Torkel, while you're in the courtyard, you see 4 people appear. Orly just behind them. You see the halfling woman, looks like maybe early 70s. Elaborately pierced ears, thin lips. Like she looks to be wearing slightly. She's not wearing her work clothes. She is. She's wearing like more of just like casual wear. The half orc man is still wearing his carpentry, and he looks young, like 20s, like early 20s. Christopher, the black dragonborn, again, paint color clothes. Seems like he doesn't own a shirt that is not covered in paint, and this one's different again. and then Saphiro, the dwarf, who's like, even from a dwarf, everyone else is a bit like not clicked in this, but you as a fellow dwarf, she is wearing crisp, brand new Kinos robes. So probably like she's maintained them really well, and they're like this decade of make. They probably change every decade to like have more better pockets and better fittings and stuff like that. But these are like crisp and new, and she's a bit more filled out. You know, she's definitely someone who likes her desserts and stuff. And they kind of all they look towards Lyranok, and then Torkel, and then the Dragonborn, Thorak, and the halfling one goes, all right, so which one's in charge? Which one owns the place now?
For the purposes of your work, you can treat us all as the owner.
All right, well, that won't be confusing at all. Well, I don't know if your friend said you wanted to introduce yourself, so, well, I'm Erith, librarian, and I did most of the cooking for the castle and cooking for the rest of the staff. And did some of the bookkeeping for Mr. Nathaniel, who I understand is passed now, so my condolences. And looks towards Nicolau. My name is Nicolau Mendoconga. I am a foreigner to these lands, but I came here because I wanted to work with ironwood. I very much enjoy carpentry, and Mr. Everstone saw something in me and hired me to help do some work in the castle, build some furniture. I built his bed and some of the chairs that people use. Looks down the line. Christoval. My name is Christoval. I'm also a foreigner. I think everybody who's taller than and everyone else here is a foreigner. I'm a painter. Nate had certain things, diagrams. He preferred painting them rather than etchings and chalk and things. So I did this for him, and he enjoyed my art as well, and hoped that one day I would have canvases big enough to decorate the castle once it is remade. And there are my art supplies within the workshop, and I look forward to having things commissioned by you new owners. Dwarven lady. Well, I am originally from the central belt of Erith. I took my priesthood or my studies of masonry not far from the capital, one of the small colleges assigned to the Charthorne Academy, adjacent campuses. And well, I saw a job posting here for the rebuilding the Longship House after it burnt down a couple of years ago. I made it out of stone instead of a. So that's getting besides the point. Yes, Nate was looking for a mason, and there was no one else within the town, so he settled on me, and I enjoyed working with him. I hope I'll enjoy working with the four. Is the Truth Collar part of your cadre, or I don't see him around?
Yes, he is.
Okay, and the Edite, the halfling. Yes, he was quite polite. He gathered us all up and explained that Mr. Everstone had passed on and wanted to know if we knew anything much. He did speak a bit strangely, saying something about a workshop, but we just explained there was only one within the castle grounds.
He can be, fair at times. He is not currently here, and I don't. He may come back to join us at a later date. I suppose that you all have things you may like to do. Do you tend to live in the castle whilst you are working here?
There was never enough room for all of us to stay. We all got our own houses within the town. I mean, that was one of the hopes, that if rebuilding could be started, we'd get our own lodgings here. The dwarven mason, she speaks up. Yes, well, we always could never really settle on a timeline when Everstone was here for when rebuilding should start. But maybe that's something that might change since there's, I guess, 5 new persons who own the castle, keen to, well, Nate was the
4
only one
new
who could
persons
stay.
on the castle.
My apologies, understood. Yes. Then, I've some designs and some ideas, but obviously they'll need sign off. And then there's all the raw supplies and materials. And Edi puts her hand towards her. I'm sure we'll get into the specifics if that's what these owners want to do. But let's just be thankful we've met them. Is there anything you need us to start on?
The Thoric is just
Um,
gone.
I think that probably the sketchings of how you will expand the staff bedrooms should be reviewed. And the painter, I'd like to speak to you in private if possible.
Nods. Yes. I'm sure we can speak in the workshop.
You know, I'm sorry
Okay.
I interrupted you there, Thoric. Did you have something you wish to say?
Can you remind me, Edite, what species are they?
Halfling.
Halfling. Okay, Thor is gonna walk up to Edite with the huge fucking height difference,
Yeah.
and he says, "And Thor goes, you deal with the library and cooking."
She nods.
Oh,
We're gonna be great
Ah.
friends.
I thought he was going to marry her.
Yeah.
Propose on the spot.
Screw Justina. I'm going to marry this halfling.
We're gonna be great friends.
She
I'm
just.
part of the Church of Bahamut, and I do like my food.
Oh, that's good to know. I get most of my recipes from the newsletter.
Very good.
I do some of the cooking as well at the Tall Folk Inn, but if you guys are setting up here more often, then I guess I'll need to stay here, and do more cooking. It'll be easier. Actually, it's easier cooking for more than a single person. Judging portions is sometimes hard. But you look like. Well, fuck on a stick, you look like you could eat a lot. Do you always fit in that armor?
So what's the last question there?
Do you always manage to fit in your armor?
Oh, yes. It all becomes muscle. Don't worry.
Good. Well, yeah, it's good to meet you all. I'm glad that the confusion we had this morning is all cleared up, and the all 4 nod appreciatively. So, do you want to? Anyone else want to say anything?
Torko says they've already had a run-in with the Truth Caller. Generally, he is a good person and he's helpful. At the moment, if he instructs you to do anything, I would advise you to consult with us 4 on whether or not it should be carried out. He's got a bee in his bonnet about something that we're having a disagreement on, and I don't want you to be placed in the middle of it. Otherwise,
There's a lot of
I
emotion,
expect
so just Hendrik's heart's in the right place, but we have to sort things out personally before he fully gets a command here.
Otherwise, like I said, I would treat everybody who is currently here with equal respect and listen to them. If there are disagreements, if someone tells you to do something and someone else tells you not to do it, speak to them. Say, look, I've heard conflicting orders, and we will then discuss it internally. Otherwise, I expect to see the drawings on the proposals for the updated bedrooms as soon as possible. And as I said, painter, follow me.
Yeah.
Just like troubles in his heel and starts walking into
Yeah.
the workshop.
As you leave and he follows along, Edite and Zephyrino, they both look at each other, and Zephyrino goes, "God, he really speaks like him, doesn't he?" And she goes, "Oh no, it's like he's back." And you head off into the workshop and the painter, and he sees like, Mr. Everstone didn't even move anything since we were last in here. It goes towards one of the corners where some of the paints are like definitely set in the pots, and like some of the paintbrushes are like, I'll need new brushes. Oh,
What? Sorry, is this Zeffirino?
this is Cristoval Cabral.
Cabral. Yeah, Mr. Cabral. You said that Nate previously commissioned you to do drawings and sketches, but then painted, they helped him visualize. Do you recall ever sketching anything intricate, anything that may have been a design or a plan?
Yes. There was a few paintings in his bedroom that he put up as decorative, but there was nothing really more strange about them. But in the storage room, he commissioned a series of 12 or so works by me, where he was very specific where I had to add color and the weight of the brush. He was standing over my shoulder for weeks, making sure I was doing it exactly.
In the storage room, 12
Yes,
paintings. What
Yes.
what was the subject of the painting?
I'm sorry. It's probably best if I show you. I
Insight
think
check.
yeah, make an insight check.
Is he going to lead me to a storage room and murder me because he is?
He's a tail and spy, right? He jumps at you.
Like Pluto.
You can never be too sure. Even your party betrays you in this goddamn. I rolled with them advantage.
It's a 9. Yeah.
A 9.
Yeah, he seems like not excited, but like definitely a bit like, okay, I guess we're going to the storage room. I guess we're doing this now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He will. And is he also a halfling?
He's a black dragonborn.
He's a black dragonborn. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So Edai is a halfling. Nicolau is a half orc, and then Cristoval is a black dragonborn, and Zefreno is the dwarf.
And Zefreno's the dwarf. Okay. And Zefreno was she's the mason.
Masonry. Yeah.
Yeah. So hold on, let's just go over this. So it's Edite is the librarian halfling. Nicolau is the
Carpenter
orc.
Yes, half orc. Yeah.
Half orc, sorry. Cristoval is our black dragon painter, and Zeffirino is our mason dwarf, female dwarf.
Yes.
Cool. Okay, got it. I'll follow Cristoval then. Actually, I'm going to write that down. I'll follow Cristoval to the storage room then.
All of it's in Legend Keeper as well. If you want to get a reminder of who they are.
Where is the because I couldn't find the NPC.
So go to Misspeak, and then on the drop down bar, click NPC list Misspeak, and then they're all in there.
Where's so I'm on Misspeak.
So geography. Oh, you got it. Okay. So
okay. Sorry, hold on.
Geography. Geography, Southern Erith, Misspeak.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Misspeak. NPC. Oh, see, I was clicking on the icon on the map, but to get into this stuff, you have to go through the geography tab. I get it.
Yeah, you can also type in. You should be able to type in NPC list as well in the actual search bar. I'll just add that in actually. NPC Misspeak. I'll add a tag. No, tags. NPC Misspeak. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so that's now in the search bar, so you can just search for that as well.
Cool. Also, Edite is a guy.
Edite's a female halfling.
Oh, just the image looks like a man.
The image has a beard.
All of the images of NPCs, they're all the same. Because I'm not going to fucking find the art for every single NPC.
Absolutely fine.
Just use AI.
Yeah, shut up.
I mean, if you're not going to pay anyone for it, anyways,
you lose a level, Thorak, for that.
Logging fake information. Cool. Yeah, I'll just follow them. I'm not scared.
You guys see them past the parlor, go towards the kitchenway, go towards the storage room, and he has a key, and he sees that it's already opened by Orly a few hours earlier, and he goes, "Oh, good to know you can get into some locked places." Pushes the door open, and it's like that wedge of furniture. You have to like proper shoulder check a door to get in.
Yeah.
It's like that, and he's like leaning in. He's a big, strong dragonborn. He's like leaning in, and he, like pulls out this quite large, like probably like midriff on a dwarf, and about a good 6 foot long, large leather bound, basically a painting box, at waterproof, and he like slides it out into the corridor, and it's like all sorted out. And he unlashes the top with some knots, undoes the knots, and pulls it open, and he says, Now, just a reminder. Mr. Everstone was very specific with the directions on these, so I was just following to the letter of exactly what he wanted. Okay.
No, I will not judge the quality of the work. I only want to see what
Okay.
was commissioned.
Okay. He pulls open a painting, and it is a painting of Nate standing with a cane in between his midriff, like leaning, and the cane is obscuring his private parts, and he's completely naked except for a pair of boots. And he's standing in front of a fireplace.
And his Tinder profile.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's any hidden meaning in that one.
Okay, want to go to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
next one.
12 images of him, and one of them just him like bent
If you-
over, going.
Mate, it's a
Had a
fucking
secret.
calendar. You've found a calendar.
Yeah.
There's a
Oh,
shit.
It's oh, for fuck's sake.
Jesus.
I was so happy that you asked to see the paintings.
Oh no!
That one is called Zaylen. It's the title of the month. All the paintings are just really explicit drawings of the just barely
is the
covering his
calendar.
manhood over the months.
Fuck.
Yeah. I think Doc was smarter than Sean. I think Doc realizes quite quickly what he's looking at, and he says, I'm okay. Christopher, I don't think this is exactly what I meant. Did he ever instruct you to draw or sketch anything that was maybe in relation to machinery or anything in relation to his work?
In regards to his work, he once it is quite strange. He played the game of marbles once in the parlor, and he wanted me to sketch it exactly. I think I have it somewhere in the workshop. He told me to keep it.
Would I be able to see this?
Yeah, yes, he hasn't moved anything providing since, God's left his soul. I'll go get it. And he leaves you there with like the last painting unfurled. And it's him sitting on top of a charger with like a fan like covering his like torso and like a big wide brimmed hat. And he's doing that like kissy face. At the bottom of the leather box, you just see, and it is a younger, definitely younger Tanya Everstone, and there's a little note there that's just like, "Happy birthday, Eric."
This is something that no students should ever teacher. And so I think he's going to. Does this door have a? Do you know what? He pulls the door across and then finds anything on the outside and just like pushes it in front of it to stop people from going into the storage room for a little while.
Okay,
While he
yeah.
considers what he has to do with when he has a think about maybe what he should do with those paintings, considering it might not be the most normal thing to have nudes of your teacher around your abode.
yeah, it's definitely innate, like from when before he even started teaching. That's how young he was. Oh right. So he comes back. Christopher comes back, and he's just got this like small little folded out crumpled piece of paper, and he passes it to you. And as soon as you look at it, like where the marbles are, where he's like etched where the marbles are, these are like the distances of the veinstone away from the central marble, the largest marble, the white marble, and he's colored them all. and it's like a perfect like illustration. But from looking down, it's the floor plan of where all the veinstone is in the workshop below.
Interesting. I get that. I'm starting to get the sense that the position of the veinstone might be important. And this is the sketch. It's on like it's
Just a
framed.
piece of parchment. It's just a piece of
It's just a piece of
parchment.
parchment.
Yeah.
He says to Costello, that I hope it will be okay for me to take this parchment and keep it, if you do not mind.
Yes, it's you're the owner of the castle now. Everything in it belongs to you. Well, except us, you know. It's a joke from it's a joke from Von der, where my ancestors were from. They used to
Nah,
own. Anyway, it's ancient history now. Island burned down long ago. My family moved.
sorry to hear of the destruction of one there, and happy that you and your family managed to survive. I have no specific orders other than if I could ask you to think back to when you were under the employ of Nathan, and maybe at some point you remembered something fondly about him. If you wish to sketch him at that time, we may hang it somewhere in the abode, but fully clothed, please.
Yes, I would imagine. We'll do something to honor him. I'm sure. And while that conversation's happening, Thoric, Thoric and Orly, are the two of you talking to any of the other hirelings?
I guess I just want to get a rundown of what's in the library.
Yeah, it's just various like geological studies, weather patterns, some shipping reports of like what was good shipping lane wise like 10, 20 years ago, some maps of the Azure Sea, some recounts of notable flora and fauna spotted across the southern coasts. It seems to be primarily concentrated on like Split Rock, Breakwater, Mist Peak. And not much other regions of Erith. Surprising so, because the man, Nathaniel Everstone, was a prime lecturer within Erith and in the capital, and resided within the Central Lands for a long time, and that was his main point of work. And he also traveled the world, but he doesn't seem to have as much like any memorabilia really from like across the various other regions that he traveled to, like the Plain of Fear, the Theostine territories, the Dwarven Fortification Union. He doesn't really have anything like that. He seems to be more concentrated on getting as much information about the South as he can.
Okay. Is there like an index book or something that has like a list of what
There's
what books are
there's a
here?
master list of like what's here. That
Okay.
the halfling is made and maintained and added to.
Okay, cool. What's the halfling's name again? Edite.
Edite.
Edite. Yeah, so not now, because it's not a priority, but I imagine that we may be collecting more tomes and scrolls and parchment through over time. So
That's good to know.
if you can do your best for organization, cataloging, and all that, I will do my best to fulfill whatever quests you need to get that done.
Thank you, Master Thoric. It's good to have someone who actually appreciates books, not just for decoration, but actual use. I think Nye just collected them on a whim. I'm kind of feeling away from that. Orly, are you talking to the half orc or the Dwarven Mason at all?
No, I'm just keeping to myself.
Okay. And finally, Hendrik.
Yeah, what's up?
Are you still just on the peripheral edge of like a couple dozen feet away, or maybe a bit further away from looking at the front drawbridge?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't know what to do other than wait.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
Standing there for the rest of the campaign.
All right. So, Torkel, you get the notes, you get it, and like your instinctive like brain is like, I should compare these marbles to the floor plan of like where the Veinstone currently is. And Ori, you're just like, all right, strange people. I saw something. And Thorkel, Thoric is just thinking about all of the food recipes he can just get directly sent to the librarian here, like direct. He's got residency now. He can get the subscribe set of best 10 meals this month sent directly to
Food
the
magazines, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're not like too. They're not clothes cooking.
And it's at this point that you don't know when you notice it, but some of you look through the windows and some of you look around, and Hendrik, you're probably the first to really see it, but the mist around Mist Peak gets really, really thick, really intense. Like you, within the space of around a minute, Hendrik, almost lose sight of the castle except for the drawbridge. And the rest of the party.
Day?
No, it's just like it just forms and gets super thick really fast. And some people are like, some people around the town are like stop what they're doing and look around and like look a bit.
Oh, so this is unusual.
Yeah, they seem a bit like stranged out by this.
I'm gonna continue observing. I don't know what else to do right now.
But we all noticed this, right?
You guys all see, because usually like from the various little like window slits and the arrow slits in the castle, you can see some of the docks and you can see some of the other parts of town, especially from high up. And from looking from across the drawbridge, you can see like quite a lot of the town, and all that within the space of a minute just gets sucked in
Can
and
I
just disappears.
Roll perception to see if I can hear anything through the fog, anything unusual, or see shadows. Never mind.
Natural one. No,
Yeah.
you're too busy thinking about like, are they gonna ever let me back in that castle again? So,
Considering the fact that I've just been not doing anything, looking out, seeing this change of pattern, and I'm already spooked by what I saw and fog and stuff like that. So I'll speak up and I'll say we might want to think about raising that drawbridge. Maybe we temporarily pardon Hendrik for the time being. Torkel.
Let him back in. I don't want any harm to come to him, even though I disagree with his methods.
Thork, can you help with the drawbridge?
Yeah.
The lever works fine. I'll and Torko heads up.
on the slope from the castle, you immediately hear a shattering bolt of power cascade and ripple through the entire town. And you see a lightning strike like rip from the sky down to the direction right in front of the Archzealot's home, nearby where the rotting stone is. From what you can gather, Hendrik and Orly, because you're the only two that explored the town.
Oh, the rot.
It's Talos again. He's just being an asshole.
He's being an ass. Oh, that's close by. Okay, cool.
Not yet. You just hear people gasp. You hear people gasp and start, and people like you can't really even see like passers by in the streets anymore. The cloud of the mist is getting just so thick, but you just saw a lightning bolt like reach from the sky and like hammer down in front of where the Archzealot's home is, near enough. But you can gather it from that direction. Both Hendrik and Rory, since you guys have explored the town.
Cool. Yeah, I would have walked by it going down to the gut and stalls, actually.
Yeah, you would have saw it.
Okay, cool. I think we're all kind of hurriedly heading up towards the drawbridge anyways as this was happening. So as we're, I assume...
I imagine you guys, like the hirelings, and you guys were in like the small forecourt between the portcullis and the parlor.
Yeah, I assume we pick up the fucking... We're picking up the pace now since this has happened, and it's away from here. It's
yeah. So do you want to go towards it, or do you want to retreat into the castle? I guess is asking the party.
Well,
I want to get Hendrik out of the lightning storm.
Yeah, I'm going to bolt at least over the drop because it doesn't look like. Sorry, okay, I know it's hard to tell, but the the AOE of the lightning. How far out does that, from my perspective at the bastion, how far or how
far away from you was it?
Like the diameter of the lightning bolt, is it big? Does it look like it's big?
It lasted a second. You caught the end of it, like probably like maybe 5-10 feet diameter.
Okay, yeah. So we're safe at least to go across the drawbridge.
Yeah. But it happened like 800 feet away from you guys.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna bolt across anyways to
As
At
soon as you
least
go
where Hendrik
across
is.
the drawbridge, you can see Hendrik like standing at a street edge, and Hendrik, you can see Orly. Two of you like lock eyes from a distance around 50 feet, just barely through the mist, seeing each other. What do the two of you do?
I'm just gonna put my
Fireball.
hands up like, what's going on?
I thought you were gonna fireball me.
No.
Yes.
I assume I'd catch because I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'd catch up to him and before the others at least, and I'll say that wasn't us.
Tink, 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 tink. You see a series of 12 brass shields running right past, going down towards the bay, going down towards the Rolling Stone. Like, because you're like right on the path of where the brass shield shield station is, and he's like run past you.
Okay, I'll shout.
No.
I'll shout out. Do you need assistance? We can help.
There's something going on at the Rotting Stone. They're screaming, and he like runs. He just like looks past and runs.
I'm
They
gonna
did not
look
give
at.
me an answer.
I'm gonna look at Orly. I'm gonna look at the guards. I'm gonna look at Orly, and I'm just gonna run after the guards.
Yeah, cool. I'll follow.
Nice.
Oh shit! No, wait. I see what Hendrik is doing. I'm gonna wait for the rest to catch up. Because
Yeah.
40 feet we can see right now.
Yeah, and then Hedrick's gone.
Just disappear into the fog.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know where the lightning attack happened because I've been there before. The rest
Yes.
don't. I know
Yes.
Hendrik's following the guards. I will just, when the others catch up, I will lead the group to where everyone else is going.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Hendrik, you follow the guards.
Yes, sir.
Okay. The rest of the party, I take it, or did you shout back after the party to come and follow you?
Yeah, once they're within vision of me, or like within 15, 20 feet, I'll just like follow me, and I'll head down south or southwest, whatever.
Okay.
Oh,
Right,
gee,
okay.
God Christ. No, Kinos. And he starts snowboarding.
Jesus H.
For the love
Okay,
of
knows.
Baldray.
All right. Okay. I'm just going to grab a map very quickly, and I will describe what you see. So, running through the mist, running through the pace picks up, and you're like seeing Hendrik firsthand. Those men like sweat. They're like trying to make sure their weapons don't fall from the sides as they're running like full pace in their plate armor. It seems to be this is nearly all the brass shields the town has to offer. And as you run down to the pier, down to the Rotting Stone, right in front of the stone house of the Archzealot, right on the bay, as the mist kind of just barely clears, as you can see with your vision, Hendrik, you see three figures standing right on the dock, right just above where the water line is. And they're standing staring at all the brass shields. And there's this quiet stillness. The brass shields have their cudgels drawn. One of them is the one that was fixed as light crossbow is fixed it and is like half armored, like leaning out the door of the Archzealot's home, aiming like in the mist, but definitely can't see exactly like them yet. You can barely just make them out. The party's still running down the slope, and these figures, they are, one of them looks dwarven height, one of them looks human, another one looks halfling sized, and one is standing in front of the other two, and they're all asymmetrical. They're all not dressed the same, but they are uniform in the sense of their brutality in how, just for conquest and battle, they have trophies of teeth and dead bones of wheels on their armament, and they are standing and staring off the brass shields as the man in the chains, he's the only person speaking, and he's just ranting. No, not like this. Not like this. Just doesn't have to be this way. And he's just like pleading to the people in front of him, to the three, but he doesn't seem worried for himself. And he looks towards one of the brass shields. You have to get out of here. You have to flee. Get my brother. He's the only one that can. And then at this point, you see the three of them. They step forward off the waterline and like kind of step over and crunch wood under their feet, and they stand on the beach. What do you do, Hendrik? Do you do anything? And the party just runs down the beach.
So the mayor or the Grand Zealot and his brothers, and his guards, charging.
So he said, "Get my brother," but our zealot has not appeared yet, and there's just like a wall of brass shields like surrounding the rotting stone where the man is chained up. Well, they're trying
Oh,
to.
okay. Oh, sorry. It's okay. I understand.
They're moving around to form like a defensive line kind of thing. They're going to do this and like scatter in front.
Do I recognize these entities here at all?
Make a religion check.
That's a great start. Are they also set by Talos to just kick the shit out of people?
What's that?
I was asking if they're agents of Talos to kick the shit out of people. 12. God damn it.
They are all wearing definite clear markers of Talos' destruction, but they are wearing small little cleaned skulls of merfolk and Sahagwin and even a human skull on some of their belts and on top of their weapons.
The 12. Is that normal for followers of Talos?
No, my friend. This is very much strange and alarming.
I really want to roll inspiration just so I get actual information about these guys.
Yeah.
Another...
So Torkel and Orly and Thoric, the three of you can move down the beach if you want to. So you guys, because initiative isn't rolled yet, so you can move your character tokens if you want to and run down and meet Hendrik.
Cool.
Oh, wait a second. Are the brass shields just holding defensively?
Yeah, they're holding defensively around the guy in the chains.
Holy shit. I know what's happening.
Yeah, I think I know what's happening.
Oh no.
I have no idea.
They're
Only within
sacrificing
5
the talent.
feet of these two.
Yeah, it's a sacrifice.
The
Who
one
am
in
I
the middle.
get in the way of another guy?
The one in the middle, with a barky, gruff, southern-tinged voice, goes, "Give us the oracle or die."
It was the what?
Give us the oracle.
Oh.
Surrender the dream seer.
Guys, I think Talos might be evil.
I think this is our cue, right?
I mean, no.
No?
I mean, if this is part of normal church activity of worship of Talos,
Can I roll a religion check?
You definitely can, yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know shit about this.
16. You've heard the name Oracle in some old religious texts with mentioned within all the churches, but you're failing to draw on the exact meaning of what such a title means.
With a 16, does this feel evil? Like,
they're covered in skulls, man.
no, yeah, I know, but still, like, far be it from me to scold or judge traditions and shit like
Maybe
that.
Talos is evil. We don't actually know.
The only reason why I'm asking is because I live in a literal fucking forest and stuff like that. I do support Baldry, but in my family, there's a fair few gods that we pledge to for different circumstances. So with a 16, does this feel instinctively evil to me?
Who am I to say what your morality is?
Nice.
My morality is
I mean, they're saying get out of the way or we will kill you.
yeah, okay, well then they're fucking evil to me.
Yeah. The man is like pulling at chains, like looks at the brass shields. You've got to let me go. They will not stop. You have to cut these chains and let me go. And the brass shield's like, I can't do that. I cannot do that. It is forbidden by the zealot. You must stay here. And as he says that, you watch as one of the zealots raises his hand, and a lightning bolt leaps from his hand and hits the brass shield talking right in the chest. And let's see how much damage it does.
He hits the brass shield?
One of these guys?
Shield. Yeah, he just hits the brass shield that's talking to the guy in the chains.
Why the fuck are they going after the brass shield?
And what are the other brass shields doing?
They are what do you call it? They are shocked by this. They did not anticipate one of these attacks coming. All right, let's roll for damage. I'll just publicly roll that for damage. Okay, yeah, he is just crisped instantly.
Okay, I take a shot at the guy who shot light
Let's
bulb.
roll initiative. Let's roll
Yeah,
initiative.
roll initiative.
Yeah.
DM
So,
is
like,
It is a smidge late. Do you want to end it on this cliff?
We are going to end initiative. We're going to end as soon as everyone rolls initiative.
No!
Nice.
Oh,
Oh
Jesus
wow, they're
Christ, that's
rolling
magic
some good
already.
fucking initiatives. Okay,
I want to go first.
You don't want to go first.
Yeah, we can swap.
I don't
You
know
can
what I
swap,
would.
yeah.
I don't know what I would do apart from
Yeah,
I'll
either
take
move
it.
forward or stay here to protect everyone.
I'll take it.
That brass shield is fully dead. He is.
Oh, the lightning bolt
Just
hits him in the
immediately.
chest, and his helmet flies 10 feet above his head. His eyes burn out as he falls, goes around spasming, and blood throws up out of his mouth.
Okay, since
He looks
Orly
like
was
Marty and Home Alone.
since Orly is rain.
What? What? I've just rolled like 2 natural 20s in a row for the initiative for the guards.
Nah,
They're angry. They just lost their buddy.
Since
Nice.
Orly can do ranged, I'll swap my initiative with Orly.
Okay. All right. So your initiative is 18, and okay, so you'll have 12, and then Orly will have 18. Orly, what's your dex bonus?
It is
Plus
5.
5. All right, so you'll go ahead of that one. All right. Okay, I'm gonna roll initiative for Lyranok. He's got a -2. Oh, I rolled an 18. I've rolled 3 natural 20s for this initiative. Holy shit.
And now the session
It's okay.
ends, and we don't get to follow on the whole karmic dice where you roll low for the. God
Yeah.
damn it.
Wow, those are some crazy initiatives. 22, 21, 21, 21, 18, 18, 18, 12, 10, 8. That's some crazy fucking initiatives. Yeah, whatever powers that be, the disciples have came to enact whatever wills they have.
Who was the guy who shot? Which one?
It was this one here, right in the middle.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to be attacking him. I just need to remember the middle one.
So this and the whole destroying towns with storms and the slaughter at the castle. I think Talos might be evil, guys.
These guys are evil.
Storms are evil.
Oh, I'm excited for this battle. But in speaking about that, just briefly, we'll be pied in a second briefly. I cannot do the 27th, cannot do the 3rd, cannot do the 10th. Next time we will play will be the 17th of August.
7.
Okay.
7.
That's okay.
August is going to be a rough one for me. Not going to lie. I'll have a quick
17th.
look at my calendar now.
Pretty sure I'm free the 17th. Oh man.
I know it's 3 weeks and then we're back into combat.
That's fine.
I'll give us time to make our backup characters.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll survive.
All right, so let's do piety.
All right, Patty. Let's see what I got.
You said the
Start off-
17th, right?
Yes.
Grant.
Let's do piety for Kinos first. Got anything to bequeath to me, Torkel, about getting piety for Telos?
Nah. Oh, sorry. Wait, me?
Yeah.
For Talos, nothing. But for Kinos, also.
That's what I mean. Sorry. All right. I got Talos in the brain. I got Talos in the brain.
I don't think I've done anything specifically within the tenants.
Yeah.
Oh man, maybe I'll make a character of Talos. Just make him an asshole.
Oh, I've already got one who's in the other party, but she's too kind. I'm like, you're God's destruction, wrath, and she's like, yeah, but I like him. I'm like, oh, fucking kill him.
That party's going well for you.
Yeah, we're only getting one game in a month because they're so busy. Well, actually, just schedules are horrific.
At least there's time to prep, though. Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, so Bold Ray. So for Orly, he gets treating strangers with respect. Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just about to finish. Pardon? Okay, I'll wait to be done. Okay, so that's that for you, and then Tier for you. I'm sorry, but you're going to lose a point of piety because you told them about the workshop. You there, Hendrik?
No, nothing for me.
That's what I mean. You lose a point of piety because you told them about the
Did you
workshop.
Did you hear what Cypher said?
Oh, the fucking workshop.
Yeah, they didn't know about the secret workshop, and you said, "What about the workshop?"
Oh, feel like I could argue against that, but I'm not going to.
It's probably the smart choice.
Yeah.
The problem is you've literally got an Eye of Tyr now, so he now sees everything.
I think I asked them, do you know anything about a workshop underneath the castle? I didn't say there is one.
But that still alludes to its existence.
Yeah. So if I say, did you hear about the red
Have you
car
seen
parked
Bigfoot
outside?
around? Wait, is there Bigfoot around?
I mean, yeah, if it's from
Oh.
a source that seems credible.
Just take the hit, Ryan. Take the hit.
Oh, I already have.
Oh, right.
If a cop
with
comes
that,
up to you and says, "Hey, did you see that red car outside your house?" Like, you're going to say,
Revealing
"What?"
a secret that should remain unknown. Damn it! But I was trying to get information on behalf of Tier 2, but how? Fuck, that's difficult. But
That is a
totally fair.
hard one.
But trying to
Pretty
get
hard.
information without giving any away is interesting.
It's tricky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I get
Um,
any either this session.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Could he do that as a bonus action? Nah, he got his free hit in. Never mind. All right, that was a great
You got
session.
some-
I had a lot of fun.
You get some cooking recipes, didn't you? You learned some cooking recipes.
You did learn all that information, but I don't know what the
It's
requirements are.
Sorry. Oh, Bahamut. Yeah, you definitely got a point for discovering or documenting unknown people or poorly understood creature or spread knowledge. Sorry, spread knowledge of mind philosophy. You got a point for that. Thoric, whichever one you are.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay. And with that, thank you all so much for playing. I guys hope you're enjoying Mistpeak, and let's dive into its greater ramifications and mysteries and histories. Looking forward to that next couple sessions.
Yeah,
I'm
cheers for the
excited
session,
to
dude.
fight the spooky guys next time we come in, and then go to spooky town of Oakart.
Yeah. Go to the
Spooky
rich
time.
suburbs. Yeah. All right.
Right.
I'll see you guys all
Right.
later.
And
Cool.
bounces.
Thank you
very
I'll see
much.
you guys later.
Bye bye.
Adios.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Yeah.